Hey guys, check out our friends over at Caspollux, CASPOLLUX.com. Enter the promo code Random Encounters. You get 15% off your entire order over there. They are awesome. They do dice, they do jewelry, they do a lot of really fun, nerdy things. They ship very quickly. It is high quality goods and it is extremely well priced. And with an additional 15% off, you guys can go absolutely nuts. So please check them out. They're friends of the channel. They help us out, and the more you guys get from there, the more things that we can actually give away to you guys. So head on over there. Once more, that's Caspollux, CASPOLLUX.com. Promo code Random Encounters. All right, see you soon. Hey guys, let's talk about Skull Splitter. That's right, one of our wonderful sponsors and my favorite name to say. You can find the link down below. Just look for that helmet and the awesome double axe feature. They are a fantastic dice company. They do exclusives of their own design for dice palettes. We gave away some of their Huntress sets. We're going to be getting more giveaways from them in the future. Also, they do these really awesome dice tins that are class exclusive for the Rogue, the Warlock, the Wizard, and I believe the Gunslinger as well. They do pounds of dice. They do grab bags of dice. Their stuff is absolutely awesome. They do plastic. They do stone. They do metal. They do it all. So click on the link down below. Head on over there. Check them out. Anything you order there through our link helps out the channel. And otherwise, just tell them we sent you. And yeah, we'll see you soon. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have.
I am Noah. I will be playing the half-orc monk, Way of the Drunken Master, Credo.
And I'm Eduardo. I'll be playing Jarik. He's a human artificer alchemist.
Motherfucker.
I know.
We'll get him to say it one of these days. We're going to get there. I'm Dan. I'm playing Delarian, the human ranger.
I'm Megan, playing Captain Madeline Loren, the human swashbuckler.
And I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Yvonne, the half-elf rogue bard.
Yeah,
and I feel like I haven't been here in a year.
You haven't been here in a year.
I haven't been here in an in-game year, at least at in-game level.
Yeah.
It's been a year, sweetie.
Thank you, parents. Tackle hug back.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because my book is going to release on time. I already missed one deadline, and I felt like garbage.
What is it called?
It's called Wayfinder, the Mapweaver Chronicles Scroll 3. Nice. Thank you for the interpretive dance. It is going to be, if you're an Orlando local, come on down to the Sand Lake Barnes and Noble on the 24th because we're going to have a launch party, which is fucking awesome. And if you're not local, you can buy it from the comfort of your own home. On various platforms. So
awesome. I'm excited.
Congratulations.
That's why I was gone. That was the point of that. That's why I was missing for the longest time, and people had to keep yelling at me in the chat. But like, thank you, chat, because I'd be upstairs writing and working and like try to help in chat, and people would be like, "Go away, Caitlin, fine, go away." I'm like, but
here's the deal: Caitlin was gone, but Yvonne was here, and I was taking good care of her.
Yeah, you would know. Fuck you, Yvonne was in the Feywild.
A year and a half later, Yvonne stumbled out of your cabin and...
Oops.
blinded in sunlight.
Oh.
She's aged into Winifred. What a glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I mean, same person. I feel like it.
Are we there? You're calling her a witch openly now?
Yes.
Nicer than what we called her.
Nicer than what you called her.
Oh, Cody's face. I've seen that one.
Hello. I missed it here.
Yeah, we've missed you. So, welcome, guys. So the Kickstarter, the money is on its way. Exit surveys should be going out soon. And we've got the orders for the pins lined up. We're looking to see how many and what magnets we can do. That's all going to be part of the exit survey. We're also working on the lanyards patch, and those are the fun things, right? Yeah, cool. So, thank you guys for everything with that. Let's get into it. Tomorrow, Friday night, we are not back.
No, we have a wedding to go to.
That's right. Friends of the channel.
I mean, players of the channel.
Players of the channel.
Yeah.
Yep. Little Mama and Ryan, who play here on Disasters and Danger. They are having their wedding ceremony, so we will be in attendance for that. But we will be back on Saturday for Gloomhaven, so do keep an eye out for that.
We
In the meantime,
it looks like it's just gonna probably be me and Cody. I mean, you're welcome to come learn how to play, but it might just be me and Cody for Gloomhaven. I have a very early flight the next morning at 5 a.m. So we are going to early Gloomhaven so we can go to bed and get a couple hours of sleep before we go to the airport. So it's not going to be a 9 p.m. start show like it usually is. Just heads up.
I am going to try to look into getting some bonus content up, some either some Borderlands streaming on Thursday and Sunday, or just some other talkbacks or shows or just stuff.
We do talk back with you.
Yeah.
Talk back with you.
Yes.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've done one with me, but I know most of the time if people have questions, they kind of just send them to me. So,
but then we can't all
on
watch.
The Discord, you know?
That's true. That's very true.
I'm having issues with the D&D Beyond overlay, by the way, fam. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it updated for tonight, but it doesn't like me.
I can play someone else. It's fine.
Apparently.
So, let's get into it, shall we?
Okay.
Our adventure takes place in and around the continent of Rodom. It is the continent dominated by the Albrechtian Empire, whose Emperor Don Dorian has been replaced by a cabal of evil doppelgangers, and they are aided by the lunacy, an entity of madness and imbalance. They have discovered that Don Dorian's soul and mind have been split from his body. One resides within the realm of Pandemonium, one within the maze, the pocket dimension, bound to the Lady of Pain, Mistress of Sigil, and Queen of Blades. They have recently acquired the Point, a famed Lunar Kiss blade that is meant to be offered to the Lady of Blades, Lady of Pain.
One of them.
Lady of Pain
Woman,
Blades.
blade, pain, sword.
The Mistress Lady of Pain Blades.
That's it. That's the official one.
Mistress of Pain, Lady of Blades, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the...
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
name is
No, it's Lady of
Tiffany?
Pain.
Lady of Pain?
Lady of Pain,
Okay.
Mistress of Blades.
Okay.
Tiffany
It's one
Sheila
of one and then
It-
the other...
yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, always do that.
Yep.
Never to be known as Tiffany.
Tiffany.
No, never. That'd be terribly rude.
So they've acquired their offering. The group has not quite decided how they want to attempt to break into the maze. They do have some options. Traveling to
Heist?
Sanctuary,
Elaborate heist? Elaborate heist?
Oh, God.
traveling to Sanctuary and gaining access to the Eldritch Machine beneath that city
I think the best option.
Fuck.
may provide them with the power that they require to punch a magical hole into the maze.
As one does. Listen, I've used it before. I probably have a better chance at helping than anyone else
Wait, did
here.
you?
I did. I
Did
helped
you
turn it off. So
was-
I absolutely know how to use it.
You know where the buttons are.
I know
don't know that we know how to use it.
Blood and buttons. I absolutely know how to use it.
Those are some
Oh,
house
like,
words if ever I heard them. Blood and buttons.
I've missed you all.
Blood and buttons for my Lord Ariok.
God.
Oh, the chaos deities
Well,
have
that's
gotten weird these days.
one
I was gone
option.
for way too long.
Blood and buttons is one option.
That is
It's
one
a
option.
surefire option.
For you.
The only option.
So
I just like hear tell of the Eldritch Machine and just fall out of the Feywild and I'm like, what? No. I mean, yes,
How
but
did-
like
how
with
did you
someone who
guys hear
knows
about
how
that?
to use it.
Oh, hi. Who are you?
Oh, this is
Hi,
Yvonne.
hello, I'm Yvonne. Who are you?
What? are
We've
you?
never had an orc.
Oh.
Who are you?
What do you mean we've never had an orc?
Yeah, you not seen
Yes.
Who?
Asphyxia.
Ah,
She was a quarter orc. She looked human. She like never.
Yeah, but she was.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You've
Still,
seen an orc before.
I've seen the character art different. She looks
Right.
much more orcish.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
You've
no,
seen an orc
I know.
before.
I know that.
living in the Feywild, you ain't never seen an orc.
It's just elves all the time.
Well, not an elf for
Hello.
sure.
No. Well, that's probably for the
You know,
best.
got greenish skin, pointy tusks.
I'm-
Have you not met a half orc before?
I am not actually, unfortunately, but I'm
Yes.
pleased to now.
Yeah, I've got
Hello.
such a more lower class accent than you. It's brilliant. We've got two British people, but they're very different.
It's going to get very confusing later.
Oh, yeah.
Because we also have her, and then she slips between both of them.
Yeah.
So
You don't know
no, you
that.
do your own thing.
You
No,
You've yelled
she
at me before.
doesn't.
You've yelled at me before.
in-
Yeah, in character. It happened.
When?
It happened when I told you. It happened when I tried
when
It-
were you here?
like 2 months ago.
Shots
It
fired.
happened, and I, as a character, never mentioned it. I just let it go, and I, as a person, went, "Gotta make a note." That's the first time I've seen that happen.
Yeah, it's like 15 of you have made notes. None of that shit's gonna. This campaign is really later problems
I was reminded by
and their
the.
sequels.
I was reminded. I'm retconning all of that. I was reminded that I used to travel with a Thor because he's sitting at that. I forgot about Thor. I'm sorry!
He was gone before you were a traveler.
No,
Were you adventurer?
no.
Yvonne's the
Yvonne
only
met
one
him.
from the original.
I'm the only one who's been here the whole
No,
time.
he was gone before.
I
they,
worked
like-
with Thok, not Trevok.
Yeah, no, I know because
Yeah.
Trevok was a bugbear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I worked with Thok.
I remembered.
Thank you.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
when I
so-
was a child.
Thok,
Yeah, when I-
you
like,
didn't work
I
with
worked with
Thok.
Thok. I've
Thok
met Thok.
wandered
I've met
past in
Thok.
the background.
I know.
You-
I know.
Well, he and Winnie were like pressing.
So let's
Yeah,
start over.
let's-
Let's go back to one. Hi, hello. Who are you? What is your name? There we go.
Yeah. Hi. Son. Shit, where'd you come from? I'm Credo. New to the team.
Excellent.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about you.
That's terrifying and
Yeah.
Probably
She
all
heard it
lies.
from me.
then all lies.
All good things. All good things.
I've always said
You're
good things.
Yvonne, right?
I am. Hello,
Cool.
Frito.
Yeah. What? Sorry, I forget. What is it exactly that you do? You know, with the team and the magics and the stuff.
A lot of things.
You know things.
I stab and I sing songs.
Oh, you sing?
I do.
Oh, lovely. Should meet Ruben. He's not around right now, but he's a great musician. He just recently showed up.
I hope
really
you're going to
fancy
start a
lad.
band.
Oh yeah, start a band. That's great. I can clap in the
Phenomenal.
background.
Phenomenal.
I hit things,
Oh, excellent.
and sometimes I do flips.
I like. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I've met people who do that before.
Yeah, that's about it.
Exciting. Oh, good. I lean over to Madeline. Am I going to be able to keep up with her at all, or is she just now
No.
the fastest one in the group?
Oh God, you're lucky you can see her now.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Makes
no,
me feel safe.
Listen, I've been learning from Madeline and everyone how to slow down sometimes, but I'm still not quite, got the hang of it. But
Believe in
live
you.
you learn.
Sure.
Got her into a scrape once, but I'm gonna make it up to you, Maddie.
No, you're good.
It is a miracle I can still see her. It's a miracle you didn't kill her.
Yeah.
I've traveled with her long enough to know how things work around here.
There's a big yet. There's a big yet at the end of that sentence.
Where are we at the moment?
On the mountains.
We're just chilling in the mountains.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
got
she's just
probably a
gonna
camp.
sit down and start drinking.
Oh,
Where,
it's
Oh
that
yeah.
kind of-
Oh, cheers to that, man.
Right.
where would you guys like to be?
Can we go to Digor's? Is he home?
Fuck is Dagwall?
I've met neither, but
yes.
he's a big dragon type.
Well, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Yvonne would have been, if she's in the Feywild, she would have still been on a boat. So that is some days
Sorry.
of mountainy travel away.
Okay.
So Digor can assist you in getting back from the
That'd be
observatory.
nice.
Yes.
Hold
And
on,
be
the planet's called Abode. Or like, maybe? Is the planet called Abode?
no,
Oh, what's Abode?
What do I
A
need dice?
boat.
A boat.
boat.
I was
I
on
was
a
like-
boat.
Sorry, the planet is called Abode and like another thing.
No, my
Anyone knows Elf
mirror to the Feywild is
It's on a boat.
on a boat.
On
It's on a boat. Yeah.
I'm on a boat.
That's exactly
Yes.
it. So
Brilliant.
yes, I was on my ship somewhere.
Cool.
So, so we will let us return to Arartico,
That
Let's-
or
Alright.
or
Sounds
be
great.
or
yeah.
be in transit back that way, at the very least. So that takes us from the 6 of Fell. Nope. Shadowrun. We're in Shadowrun.
We're in Shadow.
I always want to be in Fell. I never want to be in Shadowrun.
Sorry.
How dare you? It's okay, AJ. I got
It's
you,
the,
buddy.
it's the credo in me.
I got you.
no.
Here we
Thank
go.
goodness, just
Um,
pops right out.
Hang
So-
out with me.
So we
Yeah.
met Jake Digor on the 7th of Shadowrun.
Great. So 7th of Shadowrun, the observatory adventure, which was Monday, would have happened on the 8th of Shadowrun.
Sorry, the month's called Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Like Shadowrun.
Like Shadowrun, yes. Actually, fun fact, Cody once told us that almost all of the months have some kind of
Games.
reference to other RPG
He
stuff.
actually told us that last week too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I missed that. I wasn't here.
I know. That's not. what
I
that
was
meant
dead
be.
to the world.
You were busy creating.
But you were alive in a fantasy world, so it's totally fine.
Yeah.
With many, many pirates.
Too
It's
busy
a
in
fucking dream.
too busy in Sylvester. I didn't know that off
Oh
the top of my head. I looked at it on the map.
God,
So
Right
from Shadowrun, Shadowrun,
Yes.
day 8
Yes.
to
With the travel back, do you guys remember how long you were on the boat for
I
the
think
travel?
a week. I think it was a week.
I believe it
marked
was a
a week
week.
of yeah. This was my
Mhm.
second week of ship proficiency, so we were on the boat for a week.
Okay. So let's round it to the 16th.
Cool. Take
Shadowrun.
another week of ship proficiency.
You're saying
Yeah,
shit,
absolutely.
but I thought shit proficiency. And I was like, why are you mad at your proficiencies? What did
No,
they do
there's
to
some
you?
buff.
Like,
I've got lots of shit proficiencies, but that one's
great, excellent.
very proficient in shitting.
16.
Shade around.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Shader.
Oh, it's the 16th today, too. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
I don't know how I feel about that.
So
Too real. It's too real.
back in Arar, you guys do have your preparatory time in pursuit of Dondorian has brought you guys to this fork in the path. If you are to get to Sigil at all, you're gonna have to find a way to get there. Do you guys even know about that?
Wandering?
Yeah,
We-
Nora came back.
Nor did us.
Nora came
Norda,
back, and
yes.
so I can probably,
That's right.
even though she split, I'd like to imagine that since we're friends, I can find her somewhere, hopefully.
So
She talks to Maddie, too.
Good.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if we should do this in character and out of character, but Credo firmly votes for having lots of options is good. Let's go to Sanctuary first before we, embark on one of these.
you guys can absolutely have that conversation
yeah.
in chat. Let me review your options for
Oh, yeah.
you out of
Please, go ahead.
out of
And
character.
also the pros and cons of all options.
We can discuss those.
I'll give you what I can.
Thank
all
you.
of them.
Yep.
So to the two as far as the victors go, the two opinions are either sneak directly into the maze and attempt to sneak the black soul gem of Dondorian out, and then you would have to find somebody because Animus is not quite high enough level to cast True Resurrection. Because you need a body for every other resurrection
Oh, right.
ability. Or, I don't know, go level up Animus and
We'll
Get
just
him to
take him
do
on
it.
every quest. Be like, you get that final kill. Go.
kill seal Animus. Go!
Go, do it.
It's like when we
I'm gonna
needed-
swap in that Pokemon just for it to have one
One
turn,
hit.
so I can
Yep.
so I can
Listen,
swap it out.
We let Winifred stab elementals
I know.
when we tried.
I beg your
It's
pardon.
not our fault.
You let her?
You regularly were like, "Don't hit its last hit points," and we would walk away.
Did you? Because it took way too long to get an elemental.
But I didn't drink an earth elemental. I drank the water elemental.
No,
Earth
that's not the
was
point.
not my fault.
You drank what?
My
You
mother
didn't, it was
once.
your mom.
My mother once drank a water elemental to death.
We want to start talking about what mothers
If we
have
want to
done.
believe that story, it sounds a little far fetched to me.
Oh,
Listen,
God.
like I thought I was good at drinking, but that's
different level.
something to aspire to right there.
Yep.
So,
That's one avenue.
so directly into the maze is one avenue. Those would be the steps you would need to proceed with. The other way is
The point.
using the point as bartering tool with the Lady of Pain. You still need to find a way into Sigil.
Right.
And
out again.
out again.
Sorry, we're doing this out of character.
Right.
And out again,
It's
because
fine.
that was a
Yeah.
problem before, and we cannot
If
lose
you-
another entire adventuring
If
party.
you do not plan on how to leave, it is known as the cage for a reason.
Mhm.
Beyond that, going to the maze and getting the soul gem, you either still need the body or Animus needs some help to cast True Resurrection. Okay, that is so. Let's put that on its side over there.
Tis a back burner.
That's option A.
That's not even really. Those aren't even quite options, right?
It's
So
that
what-
first level in the outline.
Yeah.
Other ideas.
Yes.
Right, we're still brainstorming.
Yes.
right.
We've done step one of the get the blade, then think about negotiation. We've not done even step one of the
Nothing,
other plan.
anything else. Go.
So, the rest of the plan. You in the maze, you will need a way to locate the gem. You suspect it is protected by lunacy operatives in some way, shape, fashion, or form. But even beyond that, it is called the maze for a reason. It is difficult to navigate. You cannot scry in there. It was suggested to you that perhaps one of the Eldritch machine could allow you to scry into and locate the gem. Now, proceeding on. Ways that you know how to get into Sigil. There is one identified way that Norda knows, because that's how she got there. And she would also know how to get out. It is a candle of wand and ring. It is an evocation candle, long stem, sort of like what you'd see on a candelabra. Rare and inlaid with precious materials, and floating above it is a ring, right where the flame would sort of pass through. And lighting that in the appropriate place, which Norda would know, is how you can transport into Sigil. There are other ways you can research how to do that, but that would require some research. Pandemonium is its own difficulty.
More or less like Limbo, with someone having to pay attention and keep the world in place around you.
Less.
Thank you.
It is.
Because I'm looking like
yep.
that needs to be a heavy intelligence-based adventuring party, but Pandemonium's different.
Pandemonium is a solid place. You know the level of Pandemonium. It's on the second level. And you also know you don't know where on Pandemonium this is, but you know it is the crumbling castle, the something castle, the destroyed castle,
God.
the castle of broken parts, the castle of fall, boom, boom.
Tiffany.
Tiffany's castle.
Right.
Breakfast at Tiffany's castle.
Yeah.
Eureka's
I've got it written down, I promise.
Good.
Okay. I'll look for it. Shattered castle.
The shattered castle.
Nice.
There it is.
Well done. Nailed it.
Notes. Notes.
Everybody.
So, you guys have a lot of things in front of you, and figuring out how to do them is very much part of this adventure.
Regarding Sanctum,
Yes.
are we welcome there?
No.
Is there a way to be welcome there? Is there steps we have to take before we go to town to make that easier? A small adventure that we can do tonight, perhaps.
You know of no way to ingratiate yourself to the ruling bodies of Sanctum. The last time you were there,
I know one way.
What?
well, then you know of a way better than I do. So I will let you guys
a
discuss.
police bird who would really like to remember that we're good people.
Where was he when I got arrested?
He doesn't remember us. He doesn't remember that we are actually good.
Because he chose to?
We took that away.
Because he chose it?
He knew that he didn't want to ruin our secrets. However, if we're trying to eventually ingratiate ourselves again, we can give him a choice of come with us, stay where you are, know that we're really doing good things. Most parts of that secret are out anyway, but there's the possibility that we could have someone on the inside if we could figure out how to wake him up.
But we'd have to get him first. Yes, Credo, you're just foaming at the mouth, darling.
So I know there's the backstory, you know a lot of people, but you're also both really sneaky. Can't we just sneak in?
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
where I
we
got...
could.
Really? Because that's where I got arrested.
Okay, wait, hold up. So
Also, slide your computer over a little so it's not blocking your microphone.
oh,
Like over. Because
possibly
you have a microphone. And
That's
I'd like them to
possibly
be able to hear you.
a
Yes.
good idea.
Hey, thank you. I just realized I was like, she's gonna be like muffled as hail.
Brilliant. So
It sounded important.
right, here's the issue. So I'm not totally clear. I know you sort of founded the place, or people, or your parent. I'm not sure.
We founded it.
You founded it. And now you're not welcome.
You fought for it.
We fought for
You
it.
fought for it.
We took it over from the undead who lived there. We fought for
Right.
it. We colonized it, for lack of a better word.
You
So we
settled it.
We settled it. Thank you. That was better. That's better. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was looking for a better word. We settled it. People came from all over to be part of this Commonwealth.
And then what happened?
We forced ourselves into a treasonous position so that the people there would be separated from our names. We wanted to make sure that as we went about continuing to break laws and work under the Empire as part of a rebellion, that they would not, these people who just wanted a fresh start and a new life and a safe place to farm, they would not be hurt. It was a noble effort.
So were all four of you there? Do they know all four of your
No.
faces?
They know my face
And mine.
and hers and Delarian's. And probably Jerk's
to
actually.
a
To a lesser extent, those two. To a larger extent, us two.
Cool.
However,
have enough?
Jurik escaped
he did.
Oh, shit.
capture.
Yeah.
Or no, you
No, we
were.
didn't. Motherfucker,
Yeah,
no.
I
yeah,
apologize.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
apologize. Rothgar and Jim Iyer.
So,
Jim
Jim
yeah,
Fire.
again, some things went to shit and things got out of hand and they were more problematic with the escape than originally planned. And
Right.
now we are not welcome in any way,
I
even.
mean, the good news is if they do arrest us, what are they going to do? Put us in dreadhold?
So my thing is that, like, I've got this funky hat that can help me look like someone else. The rest of us have ways to look like other people,
Yeah, we did. When we went in.
and it didn't
I
work.
wouldn't
Well,
be wanted. I got on the ship right before everything.
That is actually
I mean,
true. You left before the.
well, at this
everything
point, it's
happened.
been 2 years. Your name definitely got associated with us. Sorry,
Known
kitten.
associates. It just like comes up on the list.
Oh, sorry. Don't think we've met.
Oh,
Shit.
Delarian.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
I-
Cool.
I come and go.
Come and go.
He does. He's always a welcome addition to the group.
Cool.
Make
Nice.
Where's your giant robot?
make
Making work.
I
a
gave it to the halfling and haven't seen it since.
oh make history checks.
All right.
Cool.
First roll of like a month. Ooh,
Get back here.
Which is excellent.
That is not
19.
Oh, +9.
Anyone that has seen the funky Book of Brothers, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
have advantage.
Oh,
Oh.
that's me.
I have not.
I've seen it. Oh, shite. Worse.
Yes.
So, cool.
No, that one's worse. But 12 + 9 is 21.
I got a
Nice.
fat 16.
18.
Nice. 18.
11.
11. Yvonne?
19.
19. Thank you. Sorry.
Me. I know.
Wow.
Not many.
So smart.
You guys piece together relatively quickly. Sanctum, the Eldritch machine beneath Sanctum, is perhaps the closest, but probably not the only Eldritch machine.
I have seen another one.
You
heard of another one. From
you
us.
guys
No,
have
I've seen it.
You've seen another one.
Yeah,
Where the
so have
fuck is there
you.
another one?
Never's place. There was an Eldritch machine down there.
Never's place.
Yeah, the liches, the big dungeon.
Oh,
There's a room.
for fuck's sake!
There was a.
The torture porn dungeon where
make an Arcana
she
check.
got off on
That was
experimenting
right.
on people.
Make an Arcana check.
Did you
Okay.
burn that place to the ground? Please tell me you burned that place to the ground.
No.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Um,
That's not the right kind, sorry.
So no. You recognize it as being based on the Eldritch technology. It is not a full blown Eldritch machine. You also do know what that machine was for
Right.
because the Golden Child told you so.
That was
Yes.
the.
It was the
It was the killing everyone
it was the
machine. Kill everyone machine.
disintegration wave.
Oh, wait. So, no, that was just for. Sorry. We did see an Eldritch machine.
What kind of machine?
It was for killing lots of people. What's the machine for that we're looking for under Sanctum?
Actually, weirdly, it had something to do with killing a lot of people.
Oh.
When we first found Sanctum, it was overrun by undead who were dying and living in their lives over and over again and repairing themselves at the end of every day. It was like on a closed loop. It was
Cool.
sort of stuck. We reset it. Originally, we thought maybe it would be nice to rig the machine to be able to do what we wanted it to do, but then we never got back down there. Other adventurers sort of took precedent. But I'm wondering if things can be repurposed somewhere else, if there is another one somewhere, maybe being used. Can I do, knowing what these kinds of machines are capable of,
Mhm.
going through the list of like, we've been to workshops, we've seen things like the Delve, all these things, can I roll in any kind of check to say, now stepping back, there might be Eldritch forces at work in these places that I've been to. May I please?
Yes, you may make a history
Thank
check.
you.
Also,
Asha.
DM, I'm so sorry. What is it that we're looking for the machine to do again?
To-
Like, what's the point of getting it?
The machine has multiple purposes.
Yeah.
So it can solve it can maybe solve. You are hypothesizing
Yes.
that it can solve a couple of your
I'm
problems.
going to use luck because it feels like an important thing to roll
Sure.
well on, and I did not roll well.
One of them would be
Yeah.
how to find the soul gem
Got it.
once you were to be able to scribe between planes
Mm.
into a protected pocket dimension so that you are not spending the rest of your lives wandering through a labyrinthine hellscape.
That'd be helpful.
25.
25.
I used
Sexy
to-
roll.
Well, first I rolled a 9, and like I have a really dope history score, but at the same time I was like, I need to roll better for this because it feels important. And I rolled doper. And it was great. I apologize for that terminology. I'm very tired.
You're good. So a eldritch machine is also may be able to heighten magics enough
Mm.
that it would allow you to teleport to sigil
Mm.
without
Oh, the candle?
without
We'd
the
have to be
candle.
able to get out again, though, so we need a candle anyway.
Well,
That's not how we get out.
It's not how we get out?
you don't know.
Okay.
You guys should research how to get
Please.
out.
I'd be more than happy to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Actually, yes.
You're a really smart dude.
It also may be helpful, could be helpful in any number of ways.
Got it.
It is a powerful magical enhancement that gives you an edge over your lunacy foes.
Cool. So,
But for as
right.
regarding
I-
seeing and recognizing any signs of their influence.
Absolutely. So, real quick, what do you think as a player and character that there have been signs of such things?
I think this ever-living emperor child living in the city of stories could absolutely accidentally be powered by a machine like this.
Okay.
I think that somewhere in the delve there's something that no one has found yet. I'm not suggesting we necessarily go all that way
Sure.
deep, but if we know what we're looking for and we can bypass things and be like, I know exactly the right signs. No one's looking in the right places. They're looking for a treasure. This is a machine. We know how they work. We know where they like. I know that
Mhm.
they are buried deep in things.
So,
So I think possibly Rodico.
okay.
I think possibly
You
I
mean
mean, not Rodico.
Jalen
Jalen
or
or Sai. Sorry, I'm writing that in a book too. Like I know what it's called. Possibly Jalen or Sai. Possibly in the what used to be the Infinite Mountains. If something once was keeping them infinite, loopy, and trappy, because I had just heard stories about them. I know they're no longer infinite, but if those pieces were some kind of eldritch mechanism, a smaller version of it, that we might be able to get in and out of there safer. So that's 2.
Mhm.
And then yeah, I need my map of the
Wasn't
world.
that from the Doom Vault?
The Doom, yeah, it was, but we didn't discover everything.
Right,
that was
we
happening
didn't
down there.
search
We didn't
it.
delve
Right.
every single room because of trauma.
It was getting down
But
for
if
months.
but if there's something specific we know we're looking for, we were just kind of like clearing out the vault.
That's a good
This
point.
is we're looking for one specific thing. If it's not in
Well,
this room, we walk on. Like
the
I
Gray
will.
Tower.
yeah, like things like that.
We never found out what was,
What
in,
was
there,
in there.
right? There was like
The
items.
Tower of the Grey.
That was we never.
So
found
those
out
are
what
my
was-
So-
yes, that
because that was keeping everything
Yeah.
in.
and
with-
exactly.
with
Those are my
your-
options.
With your 25,
Mhm.
I will let you know. Doom Vault, negative.
Great, thank God. Like did not want to go back, but like I was willing to.
I
Um,
just
know
me-
what Doom Vault is, but it sounds not great.
One of my
Sounds
mothers
not.
died. I literally had just gotten adopted, and then one of them died. And I sat by her bedside listening to stories about her while we tried to revive her, and that was a traumatic way to start a childhood. It works for me though. Literally the next day, they adopted this child, and then they went to the Doom Vault, and vampires happened, and it was horrible.
Did you ask her about her tragic backstory?
No, I asked her about the Doom Vault. I
Accidentally unlocked it.
I accidentally unlocked the tragic backstory.
It wasn't even that
Achievement.
tragic, but because mine, if I'm famous,
Yeah.
like
Credo just got here. She's gonna fucking platinum this game.
the thing is, like, I famously tell everyone, "Oh, my childhood wasn't bad," and it's true. Even that, she's like, it was fine. It was a fun time to spend a few weeks. Like, she's not like upset by it. She's like, oh well, like
Caitlin is upset. Not
Not
Yvonne.
Caitlin is
Yvonne.
upset.
Yvonne
Yvonne
is
was like,
great.
this is a weird place. I like it. There's stories here. Like, this is a Sleeping Beauty type fairy tale with this woman
Look.
frozen in time, and it's wonderful. Like,
My
Right,
first
so-
Yeah.
Autakakra went in like twice and was like, peace.
yeah.
No longer will I enter the
Sorry, so
Doom
not Doom Vault. I apologize.
Good to
That's
know.
okay.
I think Cody's okay with that. I think he's fine with it.
He's tired. He didn't want to run a ton
Huh?
of stuff today. Anyway. Oh,
Briar's glad.
fuck you. Oh, no.
Fuck
no.
you, you.
What's it?
Fuck, and that's what my parents did. But fucking artisanal butter.
I was gonna say artisanal butter.
I had a tragic thing happen. You want to go seek tragedy actively because you're a glutton for punishment.
No, my God,
And butter.
The size of me. Come on, I need basting.
I need basting. I will wear the shit out of that shirt.
I can't booze for Thanksgiving. I need basting. Baste me.
Yeah, you gotta have like butter dripping off the lettuce.
Yes.
Basting.
Artistic butter.
Artisanal butter. The chef ordered, I need
That's
basting.
that Cody face again.
No, it's gotta be. I need basting over the tits of
like-
this shirt brought to you by artisanal butter.
Hamster, we're coming for you.
There's just gonna be clips
Day
of
by
me
day,
just
we're getting
cupping
closer
my
and closer.
tits like a lot of times, and if there's not, it's because Fen is not in the chat. He enjoys clipping things that will get us kicked off Twitch and tagging me in them.
I don't want to be clipped.
Oh.
I do want to be clipped.
Ah!
So,
Also,
Between you
not
and
the
your
Doom
parents.
Vault.
Sorry.
Maybe Jalen or something.
You don't know.
Okay.
There is evidence to support Jalen, but is there enough evidence for you to be like,
Delve again.
if we go to Jalen, we will definitely
Yeah.
find it? No, there is not. Now you may be able to go to Jalen and find either evidence either
Oh
direction.
God, I don't
Um,
want to unplug a magical child.
well, that's up to you guys.
Right? No, I don't want to kill them. He seems very, very happy.
Other things.
Yes.
You, Yvonne, you do know that the Tower of the Grey and the Law Mages that created the wards of the Infinite Mountains used powerful mechanists, magic.
That's what those feel connected.
We
I
never
don't know.
knew what it was. We
I
never
know.
understood it.
I know, and that's
So
yeah.
there is an element of how, right? So there could be beneath the Tower of the Grey they could have built upon some form of eldritch magic.
I was wondering the same thing about the towers actually, with the plane shifting magic. If we know if it is any kind of connection at all.
I will go ahead and let you
No.
know because of Nikhail.
That we know that no.
No, our John Arcadian made those.
Thank you. Just making sure. I didn't know if he pulled from other things or whatever, or found
He-
a lever that was imbued with eldritch power. And
He and his his team
Thank
early history.
I'd rather go through all the options
I-
and later have you be like, it was just that one piece of that one ship that you guys found that one time. like fuck
In
you.
there.
Sure.
Yeah.
No. I'm trying to give you guys the best
Thank you.
set of answers.
25 is good.
You can help you guys with a couple of answers, with a couple of things. One, you can try to go back to the brothers book and see if you can withstand the madness that it potentially imbues you
that's
with.
fun. Let's play that.
You would have to fight your way past the guardian
Who have
golem again,
leveled up.
who have leveled up.
Shit.
Yep.
I'm up for a good fight. I've been gone for a long time.
I mean, I've fought them before. I can give you tips.
Take
So
it.
you would have to do that.
Other option.
Other option is going to Jalen, doing research on that.
Mhm.
There.
Basically, home away from home.
Yeah,
I
it
really-
is. It is. It
And
is
we haven't-
Delarian's home turf.
Well,
It's-
and now we, especially now that we've dealt with Keegan and we have a solid connection with a lot of the other trade princes, it's a safe-ish place for us to be. There's no
It
one
is. It does.
actively trying to kill us there.
It is still outside the empire.
It is. So we're a little safer there, I feel like, because
So
we
that's a
no
second
one's trying
option.
to arrest
Let's-
us.
Um,
Yes, madam.
Idiot question. What the
Yeah.
hell's a Jalen?
Oh,
Jay,
it's a great town
beautiful-
with very few laws.
It really is. But when you fuck up, because there's always someone who's a bigger lawbreaker than you with more guns. So,
we will go
Yeah.
through what the rules are for
Yes.
Jalen if we
If we
decide
go
to
to
there.
Jalen,
We'll go
yes.
there.
but it's a fun place.
traveling to the no longer infinite mountains to the
The
tower,
formerly infinite mountains,
formerly infinite
the
mountains,
finite mountains.
the decidedly finite mountains.
Fucking right.
To the Tower of the Gray is another one.
But we'd have to go through Croaking territory and or Willen to get there.
Correct.
I feel like Croaking territory, much safer for us. I feel like I heard you all did him a service. I heard that things ended well with the liches,
A
correct?
little bit of them, yeah.
A mixed bag. It's always a mixed bag with
Well,
him.
is something to be said for the Fey Courts?
I
Yes,
could-
it
I
ended.
It
Well,
did end.
It ended and you're all here. And as far as I know, no one promised him a child or a limb.
Not
Right? No,
dead
not
yet.
this time. Okay, good.
Who?
The Croaking. He trades in weird favors.
Still never met him. So
Neither have
Feels
I.
safer
Heard
actually.
the name a lot.
Yeah.
Never met him. Probably a good
every
thing.
time I hear it, I think someone's saying croaking, like what a frog does.
Oh,
Yeah,
I said, oh, the croaking where the frogs are? No.
the King
The
of Crows.
king of crows.
excellent.
Book, Gollum fight, Grey Tower. What was the other one?
So-
Jalen.
Jalen.
Regarding
And
Willen
research.
versus Croaking territory.
And
Willing to
then-
wait a couple of days, I could at least send a message and see if he's willing to let us pass. That would be safer than just barging in. But also, Willen, a problem. Always. My home, where I'm not welcome.
We didn't.
Where he's not welcome, I'm guessing.
We didn't.
No,
we
I
didn't.
was a professor.
We didn't go through it to get to the shrine.
Shrine.
The shrine of Shattered Souls, where the liches were.
Oh, you did not. No,
Yeah, we
no,
did
no. Because that was on the outside. That's why you just went through Croaking territory.
Mm.
If you want to dig up the map, you can look at it.
So dig up its-
Can I make a history
Oh, I
check?
meant like the physical map. Yeah,
Um,
you absolutely can.
Before I left Willen to come and live in Sanctum and get my green card, I want to live in Sanctum. I would have looked for anything planar travel-y. And the
For
infinite,
reasons.
and the Infinite Mountains was a homegrown story.
Mhm.
I want to know if, before I left Willen, if the Empire tried to go and check that area out, or if the Empire knows something about that generally we wouldn't.
Go for it.
Okay.
It looks like we'd have to go through the lake.
Oh.
Specifically.
The lake is the fastest way
To
because
get to
it's
the tower.
it's the waterway up
Nice.
there, or just cutting across past Shattered Souls into the mountains. Which one?
27.
So, after the Empire took over in Willen, there were some expeditions launched into the Badlands that are encompassed by the Infinite Mountains. It was deemed to be poor of resources and high of risk, and so there was very little effort made to settle or spend much time or energy in there.
Good. That's probably something openly they were like,
Yeah.
nah, we're good. We'll take all this down here.
Yeah.
Okay.
People that wanted to go up there, they were like, fine, but we're not coming to bail you out. It's hurricane time. There are no emergency services. Good luck.
Did I hear about a city there? Not a city, but a town close to the Doom Vault where people
Sure.
were.
Yeah.
How did you
that's-
live out here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The town above the vault, the red town of the red.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And this is more proprietary. This is more of an Eduardo question. We had a way of, because I remember Portia once zoomed us in.
Yeah. The teleportation circle.
This is more of a question than eventually Portia's with us, right?
Mhm.
Sure.
Eventually, I would have been like, was there a way that you got in? Can I ask her that?
You absolutely can. And when you do remind her of the teleportation circle, she can teleport you guys to the town above the vault.
Nice.
That might.
It's
we-
closer. It's at least closer if we
So
wanted to get.
Which do we want? Do we want the red or do we want the vault?
He was saying to use it to get to the tower of.
Oh, sorry.
the
Yeah.
Grey.
Do we want? So we want to go to the opposite side of the Infinite Mountains so that we can get to the one side, or we could just climb some mountains in the first place.
I think it's so we don't have to cut through women.
Look,
Yeah.
there's a way you don't have to. You just straight mountain.
Yeah.
So by teleporting, you don't go through Croaking territory or
Yeah, because that's cooking
Empire
territory.
We
It
don't
was like
ask-
2 seconds of croaking.
Still,
Okay.
like it's
Well,
not
it
bad.
just-
It's not a bad idea.
So that
I just remembered.
So-
I just wanted to make a history check to make sure that we knew that was an option
Yeah.
Mhm.
to get us there. And yes, we are going to that city. We don't know if it's garbage now. We don't know
Right.
if it's dangerous, but at least it's land to get to.
And we have
Mhm.
encroached on Croaking and his people a lot lately,
Right.
and I don't want to risk Willen. Again, the less we can deal with the Empire finding out that we're poking about, the
Right,
better.
right.
Please and thank you.
That's if we're even
Okay.
interested in the tower. I want that to at least be an option that we don't have to utilize other people.
Well
to get
remembered,
there.
well rolled, and a good option.
Also, specifically for meta purposes, feels like a quicker adventure for the evening is if we get there and we have to fight one or two things rather than like we have to get all the way into this thing. Like, always good, quick, always better than rolling a shit ton of stealth checks and getting arrested in Willen. Like,
What I
that'll
will
make the
say
night
is
really
this.
long.
Now that I've heard the options, may I?
We did
Please.
that already.
Please, Jarek, go
Um,
ahead. Not one.
I'm gonna do an Eduardo for a second.
I'm sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. So our bigger options all essentially lead us to go into the maze to
Find
see if
thing.
the black gem,
Black
Mhm.
Soldier.
black soul gem is there. Is there. We've got a lot of different paths in front of us. A lot of them involve traveling to different places. I know 2 places that we're here right next to right now, and that's fighting a golem to check the book, which is informational, but we'll still get into a fight.
Mhm.
We know this. That's good.
A golem and a cat.
There's a cat.
Yeah, there's a golem,
Yes.
there's a cat golem.
Fucking
And
hell.
and then they've now integrated electric into their systems.
Woogie,
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 woogie.
woogie.
Yes.
And whatever we do to them this time, they will then integrate into their systems with
Learn
another
They
again.
time.
learn.
Right.
Oh yes.
They
Yeah.
upgrade.
Yep.
The good thing about
Maybe we
the
can
book,
teach them empathy.
the,
We could teach them friendship.
We have to learn that first.
the good
I
thing
can
about the
teach them
book is
friendship.
Jarek can read it. He can read it for us, but it's just the wisdom. It's a wisdom thing, right? It's a wisdom roll.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not great.
If
but
it was an intelligence-based
can.
thing, but wisdom, I will not do well at.
And then the other option that I think is Jalen or Sai, awesome, because I always want to go to a bar
Same.
town. Not mad about it. It's just the traveling there. But then Portia can get us, now that we know that this information exists, can go, hey, you want to screw?
Bloop.
Yeah, and bloop. It is dangerous. There's a town there that we don't know anything about,
And we still have to travel.
and we still
Not
have
to travel, but it lessens it. I'd rather have the risk of just fighting rather than worried about fighting to defend ourselves and getting arrested. Fighting
Right.
to defend ourselves and having to enter
Yeah.
into another pact with
So,
somebody.
but the good thing is, I don't think, now that we know this, I don't think that's even
Yeah.
needs to be
yeah, I think
a worry
I
at
think
this
popping
point.
over
Right.
is the safest
So
way.
we have to make a choice of fighting a golem for a book, traveling to Jalen or Sai, or
Your down point: fighting a golem for a book,
and a cat. Sorry,
and then saving against madness rolls.
you're
because
right.
That to
This
me
is-
is the bigger thing.
I don't think this is no offense to any of us. We're all quite wonderful at what we do. This isn't necessarily the book reading group.
No, I don't think it is. Like
Just
I said,
me,
I'm
by
very
myself.
intelligent,
I've
but I
read
don't
our
have good
books
wisdom.
that are there.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, I read a ton.
Talarian
Doesn't
reads
mean
for
I-
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never needed a manual. So
Yeah.
Why?
Or a man.
Listen, I'm not really the book reading.
She just like flex.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like,
if
book reading
are
time.
would we like to not nix the book for
I'd
tonight?
rather
For tonight,
stab things.
I think you need to get that looked at. I
I've been
think that
gone for a while. I'm itch. I have an itchy hilt finger.
Jalen
You're
Sai
doing
is
all
a
your
good place
reflecting.
to
I'm
go.
sitting around in like plate mail at this point.
How do you
Yeah. sounds
how do
great.
you ranger in that?
You ever see this is totally out of ever
need
see
to know.
Aragorn at the end of Return of the King?
Yes!
Yeah, that's how.
Oh my God, Valerian's my favorite. Suddenly.
not the Legolas Ranger,
No.
the Aragorn.
Oh no, the
stabbing
Aragorn
thing.
who
Yeah.
brings an army of undead.
with a trunk. Yep.
Yes. God, y'all,
So-
it's
sorry.
coming. I need to have a watch all 3 extended,
I was about to
eat all the food day.
As long
So-
as we
Be
can make
prepared.
critiques.
So like most days at my apartment.
You're
Got
not.
it.
No,
You're not.
so
It's perfect.
so
We're
we
not going to
stream it. We do critiques. No,
no.
So, my vote's for Jalen. There's
Jalen.
more information there.
Okay. Jalen, or the Gray Tower.
And what were we going
Either
to
one
do
of
when
those
we
are
get to
options.
Jalen? Because
More
Great Tower,
information.
there's a
just
machine?
like
Oh, no, there's no
go
machine.
research.
We could research, yeah.
Just like group research.
Why is that place? I'm so sorry to keep asking.
No,
questions.
you're fine. Some more viewers don't know either. It's not a problem.
So-
I'd rather you ask. Quickly, Jalen is the home of this place called the Delve. So it is people kept on the rumors
Digging.
started. The rumors started that there was a treasure buried somewhere here. So everyone keeps on going back and looking for it. And this town just sort of sprang up around it. It is also called the City of Stories, and I'm in love with it. I will always go there. It is where Yvonne is going to retire someday. Just digging until she dies. Like she's gonna retire there and just
So
be an adventurer
specific.
forever. She will be found in the Delve sometime later as like she just kept going.
By a man named Clive.
So it's
Right, and so
it's run by a child
Emperor.
who loves being paid. He loves
He
stories.
loves stories.
so the child's emperor is the reason we think there's a machine there.
Because
Right.
he is consistently alive when he shouldn't be. Apparently very alive and
Yeah.
forever
It's very magical.
and very magical.
He
But
does
so
magical things.
but originally at Sanctum, when it was the Empty Empire, before we took it over, it was all filled with these people who were the semblance of life. But we saw these settings on the machine that looked like we could change things. So if some machine is keeping one person alive, or
and giving him all the power.
or I don't know, there's also a lot of undead mummy things in the bottom there that could absolutely be coming to life because Eldritch.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
even
he
think of
doesn't
that.
That's why I
really
said the Delve.
That makes point.
The Emperor's not an evil being.
He's,
He's
not.
not.
But that's the thing, is neither were the people in the Empty Empire. They were just living their lives. They were
They're just
defending the
over and
walls.
over.
They were
So-
doing what they did in life. If
So-
he was a storyteller in life, if he died and was this thing that loves stories, if he died as a child and he's stuck there forever doing that, that's the same thing that we saw with the guards.
We're
They
making
atta-
a lot of assumptions. I think if we go to Jalen, we can find out.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'm.
Because
well,
It is
I said 'cause I
travel.
tried so hard to meet him and find out things about him for literal months. So I'm making assumptions now based on what I spent months learning in the Delve.
That's fair.
Like
The good
What
thing
does
is-
he look like? He looks 12.
No, he's younger.
he's like 8.
Like 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little kid. He likes
Emperor
happy
Hakan.
endings.
The,
He,
the good thing about this option is that we're technically getting away from the Empire. The Empire has no control down here. And we're essentially traveling and taking a break to a bard town. So I'm not mad about it. We can research other things, not just specifically this.
yeah,
That's
put
good
some
too.
options.
I would say let's put information about the Portia knows. Portia can take us there anytime, really. So that's not a big deal. If we're traveling, we just gotta let everybody know. Hey guys, we're
See you,
going to
Jalen.
Jalen. Like, is
For
that
those of
cool
you
with
triggered by
everybody?
the Delve, stay away.
Everybody's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay
I
away
think
from
that's
the
where we're
Delve.
leaning.
I know.
Okay.
once-
To Jalen.
I
Yes.
died
Is there
there, once
anybody
something's fine.
that we
Don't
can
even
bring
know
with
how to
us or
stay
that would like
from
to
the
come to Jalen?
At this point-
Specifically of the house.
Oh, the
regulars.
At this
victors?
point, everyone
Victors.
goes with us.
Yeah.
Like, we travel as a group.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
you go. You show up at
I
camp
just don't
and
want
suddenly
them to
they're
be
all
like,
there.
you know what? You were gone. We went
Yeah.
sneaky,
We're,
sneaky.
we are
and like,
the active Dragon Age party.
we
Everybody
are.
else just follows.
We
Yeah.
want them to do
want them to
we
do that.
want we want the victors to go sneaky, like get out of the house once in a while. But
maybe they just need a
but I'm
party.
already in my pajamas. Damn it, Animus! Get out of your pajamas.
We actually haven't had a party with them
However,
at all.
we
This
should.
That's
Speaking
okay.
of leveling up, by the way, just in case, I do also think it would be safe for us to kind of. We have two options. We have
Leveling
either
Animus.
level Animus or keep Animus fucking safe. But like, I feel like
Yeah.
he needs to be leveled.
yeah,
I feel
for
like
sure.
we need the option of having a priest on our side who can do true resurrection, the 9th level
Someday,
spell.
I'd love him to get there.
How close is he?
I mean, we
How
can't
many
know
things
that.
do we have to kill? Do we just have to go delving again?
Oh God, do we have
I'm
to? go
ready.
delving?
I've had nothing but great experiences in the
Oh
Delve.
my
Yeah,
God.
fuck
Everybody else
you.
has had the nightmares.
No, we had a party.
About this spider that we found one time, big metal spider.
in the Underdark,
Mhm.
connected to the Delve.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Do not give
Where
him
is
that.
it?
Do not give him the keys to that
Uh,
robot.
I left it with a halfling.
Yeah, let
He
him
was
borrow your
supposed
car.
to work
Gun.
with you on it.
Yeah.
Gun halfling. Where is he?
The gunling.
He's doing his walkabout.
He's not in prison.
No.
Not that we know of. We'll
were
roll
in
for it
prison
when he comes back.
together.
No,
Do you think he'll let me borrow it?
No.
so
Just tricky.
He's going to use it as a giant bomb.
I literally just want Archie to like attach to it and just go.
It was supposed
Yes,
to get to
Frida?
you eventually.
Sorry.
So Credo has a like wineskin camelback tube. Yeah, Credo like takes it. It says, it's Jalen Place, Party Town.
Actually, yes.
Oh,
A
right.
lawless
Character.
sort of.
There's always something
Always
being
something.
celebrated.
Yeah,
I
actually.
got
Alright.
excited. There were rare rats once, but that's a different character.
I'm down.
Let's head to
We threw them
Jalen.
off a bridge.
I'm going to go take a peek.
The bridge kicked our asses.
No, who was it? It was Matthew's character, and he cut the fucking Lormas.
He's proficient against.
Bridges.
Can I go use my
Yeah.
shooting proficiency?
Chosen enemy is
Bridges.
Bridges.
Yeah, Jalen was where Matthew wound up getting his favorite enemy of bridges, and I wound up getting my favorite enemy of doors.
That's right.
Yep.
Bridges and
Aw.
doors.
My
Touring with
favorite,
buttons and
my
blood.
favorite enemy of I don't remember which character. It was Megan's character, and it was Gravity. That's my favorite enemy.
Winnie? Mhm.
Yep, just Gravity over
Fuck Gravity.
over fucking Gravity. That wasn't even like a hard puzzle. It was just we were
Gravity.
rolling bad.
Yes.
We were just
So-
rolling.
It wasn't even a puzzle. It was just deck save.
It was just a room. It was a room with nothing extra. There were no triggers. It was just you can't.
Oh wait, now that Yvonne's here, are we taking her ship? I'm just curious.
Yes, we
We've
are.
kind of been taking it this whole time.
We have. I know because I need someone to sail it, so I'm not just left alone in a dock somewhere in the Feywild.
Yeah.
I use my downtime on the ship to go to the Feywild.
I would never leave you alone, Yvonne.
My
Good.
Friendship.
my drow assassin
Friendship.
boyfriend is standing imposingly over my shoulder, like
Wait, he's a
fucking
drow.
trash. Yes, I love him.
I could speak to him in Elvish.
So can I.
Sure.
You leave. Nope.
Undercommon.
Nope.
Undercommon
Nope.
too.
Sevenos was a teaching assistant at the school. He probably fucking watched you.
What?
Were
I
you
was
in-
never at the school.
Which school were you at?
Whatever orphanage school Willen had. We haven't unlocked that tragic backstory yet.
No, soon. Very soon.
I believe
Welcome
it
to the
is.
Sausage and Danger family.
I believe it is about 16 days travel from Arardico
16
to
days.
Jalen or
So
Sai.
that'll put us at 32. So the second day of.
Fate.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
So we're taking a ship. We're taking a
We're
Ship.
taking a ship.
And you're gonna get 2 weeks of sailing
more
proficiency.
proficiency.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
5 out of 8.
The Luckstone doesn't have any.
Elemental.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's normal.
Wow, I can just do another thing.
Yeah.
It is
I don't know
less.
what I want.
It is less imposing, and it is meant to be. It is meant to blend in
Second
and not be a stealable ship.
Fell.
Yes.
Fate? No,
Fate.
fate.
Fell.
Fate.
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 God damn
Fate.
it.
It was one of the F's. that
Fell
was true.
Shadowrun Fate.
No, I got it. I wrote it.
Say it right now.
Oh wow, what do we do for 2 weeks on a ship, friend?
I lock myself in my goddamn cabin.
I didn't bring a book. I didn't bring anything. Now that I'm not putting things together, I don't know what to do for 2 weeks. We can talk about it later.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Listen,
I
I
have to
think,
think about
the Luckstone.
that.
The Luckstone was once the Luckstone Linguistics Club. There are fucking books on board.
I
There's
would
a
just-
tiny library somewhere. There's like a little shelf in the corner of the mess that's like people like check out books and like read
Oh,
them during
this is a good
lunchtime.
opportunity. Your crew, who's on it? Not name for name, but
A lot of
do you have
people.
like different races?
I do. Oh yeah, my first mate is a orc. No, I do know orcs because I have this giant fucking orc first
God
mate.
damn
Her
it.
name is Slagathor. She's a paladin, giant paladin. She's like a full orc.
So
She's like
there
7
goes
feet tall,
that.
and I love her.
Nice.
I forgot. I haven't been here in a long time.
No, that's
Okay.
This is a good
She
question
doesn't
because
sit
like
above where that lives.
it's your shit.
don't.
So I would love to
I
know.
see what you do, not what you are.
What color is it too? Is it like
It's a
pretty?
ship.
Oh,
It's ship
brown.
colors.
Got it.
Ship colors, yeah.
Brown. Well, some of
It's-
the
it's
opal
not
nightmare is like
painted and
black or
stuff.
something.
And it's
like
we
That's opalescent.
yeah.
opalescent.
It's hollow.
God damn it.
we specifically no, it's black because it was Leviathan skin.
Yeah, but it
that's
was like
the-
oil slick.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that's-
bless, but like dark opal. Yeah,
Opalescent.
it is black.
No,
It's
it's
shiny,
yeah,
shimmery.
it's
Yes,
it's
yes,
it's
thank you.
white and shiny.
Yes.
It's,
Yeah.
It's boo. It's boo.
It's beautiful. But
when
no,
you can
mine
actually
is
see it.
mine is meant to be just nondescript and
Oh,
but like fast and
Got
lovely.
Like you look at it through a spyglass and you say, "Sure does look like a ship."
Oh, geez.
That
That's a
sure
boat.
is a boat
What?
right there.
Do you fly flags?
Much, but we're trying to be sneaky. Merchant
Right.
vessel flags.
Interesting.
But my flags are the luck stone is the symbol that was on that stone of luck that I lost.
Oh,
Which is why I named it that.
that makes sense.
You
and
can't lose it. It's a boat. Well,
Nope.
more
We've
difficult to
learned
lose
different
it.
luck
that you
stones.
can lose
You can
ships.
lose ships. We've lost ships
And-
a lot of
no,
times.
that's not
A white
true.
orc,
Yeah.
an elf,
I still cry over
a
that.
high elf.
I
He's
tried
a high elf.
so hard. I tried so hard to name my ship a combination of the White Epoch. Like that felt weird.
I feel like this.
But
this,
those are the names of my lifeboats.
I
Are
feel like-
White and Epoch.
this specific episode is one of those anime flashback episodes
It's a
where
model
we can't.
episode.
They're like, and then we did that thing, and they're like drawing things that they've already done.
It's when they get back after the holidays.
what's
So what
happening
did you
right
do? Well, we had this story.
Mhm.
Like,
It's not. It's not.
I would like all of you to roll me a percentile.
Sorry.
please.
Ooh.
sorry.
Doop-de-doop-ba-doop-ba-doop.
Thanks for getting
Time for an
focused.
encounter, maybe.
We lost it. Oh, 92.
80.
23.
I never get the
83.
miles.
Big 12.
Oh, we're all over the map, guys. Good
Yeah,
job.
you guys are. Let's see what this ends up.
Good amount of
Hey, yeah, we
height
are
and
going all over the map because we're traveling.
Oh.
I get used to playing with people.
Oh.
And also me. But
He's gonna poison her. I can feel it.
I haven't poisoned anyone in this whole game.
Yeah, that we
I've been
know
using
of.
Well,
I have some of the
What do we
trunk
do?
We can talk about.
Well,
No, listen.
oh,
Listen, Drake, if Tesla doesn't get me first.
Tesla's sneaking around the boat. Edison, go.
He's gonna watch the light leave your eyes, man. There's not gonna be poison.
Poison's so slow. I haven't actually. Have I ever?
Cody's
used-
like planning our ultimate demise
Cody,
here on the
Cody,
water.
What happens to us?
He's
without
looking.
percentiles?
He's scrolling. So I'm just continuing
Yeah,
to
we're
speak.
what is it called?
Dead.
I'm ready when you guys.
Okay,
Oh,
you
God.
can
I'm
we're
ready.
still picking
Okay.
things.
Listen,
I can still read things while you.
No, no.
I'm
guys
all
ramble.
about. Listen, the last time you made us roll percentiles, I met the coolest dragon ever. So let's do this.
Oh.
I don't feel like that's gonna happen twice in a row, but let's do this.
I don't suspect that will happen
Oh,
twice
we'll need another
in a
dragon.
row. The highest one you guys rolled was a 92, I heard.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Nice.
Well done.
Oh, good.
So you guys are traveling to Jalen Ursai. The weather throughout the winter has been relatively mild. The winds are good, and you are making good time. You do your best to skirt the far peninsula of that around Sanctum, as well as eschewing the wide variety of patrols that are run by Imperial and Commonwealth ships. You run your merchant flags, and you do a pretty good job of staying out of trouble, at least for the time being. As you make your way to the mouth of the river that leads to Jalen, you have to transition onto a separate boat. And you do. You begin to sail your way up the river. It is about 3 days, 2 or 3 days on the riverboat. As you guys are making your way up there. You arrive in Jalen in the middle of in late winter now, and here a bit further south of where you're normally at. The weather during the day is nice and moderate. The sun spreads across the desert, and while very arid, if the wind is stale, you guys are in a very pleasant climate. When the wind howls, it cuts through you. For those of you that have never been to Jalen or Sai before, you arrive via boat at a wellspring that leads into the elemental plane of water and creates a waterfall that falls forth into hundreds of troughs and irrigation lines that spread throughout the city. And as you look down into the ravine, built into the sides of both of these cliff faces are hundreds upon hundreds of small buildings and huts and shop fronts and things like that. And there are bridges innumerable that cross the expanses between them. You see the bright colors of streaming flags that adorn each of the ropes and pulleys that are used to navigate this great expanse. You hear the music that begins to kick up. It starts in one place and travels throughout the town to another, different troubadours joining in and adding their instrumental signatures to the wandering jam session that is just how people travel throughout the city. Somebody roll me 2d12, please.
I got one.
I got the other.
Oh God.
Friendship. 8.
11. I win.
That's how Dungeons and Dragons works.
How friendship
folks.
works, right?
Yep.
No?
It-
No, it doesn't.
It is.
Dodging daggers.
Got it. It is about 7 p.m. when you guys are making your way into Jalen or Sai. And in the winter, even though you are the last vestiges of light have just left. In the winter, you guys realize that some of the bridge, find your words. Some of the bridge markets stay open a little later. So there are people still closing up shop. The evening horns and bellows have not quite come out yet. What would you guys like to do? Where would you like to begin your search for information?
There was one of the trade princes who ran a hotel.
Mhm.
She seemed to trade in knowledge. She knew shit. She knew people. She knew who to ask for things.
She could.
Can we go check in at her hotel?
Yeah. What is her name?
I cannot remember. I apologize. I cannot
on.
remember.
I don't know this. Not a ghost.
But if
Would you like me to look?
please,
But if it says table cannot remember it, more
I'm
than
checking.
characters cannot.
Yeah.
I would like to send a note to the palace. To the emperor.
to the emperor. Okay.
Have we found a way to just reach him now?
Not really,
Okay.
but
The only way that Eduardo the player knows how is through the child's game that they play. That was the only way that I knew how to reach
Yeah.
him at all.
Yeah.
that is a way you guys could, if
I don't
you
know if-
wanted to.
I've heard that story from you all.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
And I'll find an urchin
Mm.
and give it
You there, urchin boy.
Yes, sir. What day is today?
and hand him a note and ask him to bring it to the game.
I've worked with a lot of
Okay.
delvers in the city. I could maybe check in
That's
with
another
any
way.
survivors that are still around, see if anybody has seen any of the stuff we're looking for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do me a favor for that one. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
We'll see how quickly they can get back to you.
Oh, that is a terrible roll. We are looking at a whopping 9.
Well, you don't quite owe them money, but you're
Yep.
not high on the list.
Thank God for small favors.
Yep.
So
Those dice like to roll all of the numbers. Sometimes that means the low ones.
yeah, that is an unfortunate.
Yeah.
side
Well,
effect
hey,
of
it was
that.
worth a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, you start to put out feelers. Man, it's bugging me because there are a couple of information brokers that you
Yes.
guys.
there are
Yeah, it was a woman though. It was the
They're the ones that Warboss dealt with.
yeah.
Mhm.
But that was just about the one thing.
Yeah, there was
That's
there was-
Warboss. I
Yep.
don't know.
Listen,
my
businesses
goodness.
change in this town all the time. We haven't been there for a while. We can make new ones.
So,
I'm still searching. I apologize.
you're fine. The child's game is sort of your first major lead.
Mhm.
You can go and check in at the hotel. There are concierge services that are available to you. How many rooms are you guys picking up for the night?
Oh,
2, 3.
It's like 50 gold pieces. a
Girls'
night.
room, boys' room.
okay.
I'm not sleeping where he can see me.
This is a list of names. Anexi,
No, she's the like death.
Takesha,
That was it.
Shadakos.
It was Takesha.
Mhm.
Takesha was
Takesha
the one who
sounds
ran the and because the other one was the one who was the death druid. Yeah,
Mhm.
It
down
was
below.
the
Yeah, the really really awesome death druid.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yes, thank you.
Genasi, Poison
Yeah,
Rock,
Yeah.
Thank you for
So,
saying the names.
Takesha,
Takesha is this
Takesha.
one who runs the thing.
Shadakos is
The guy, right?
Shadakai.
Yeah.
Abagoi met him once.
Yeah.
He was the guy who we met with, right?
He is
Who, like-
the secret broker.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I remember meeting him in a tent.
The
Like
only
I
one-
remember the visuals of the people and like what they did, but not the names.
Mhm.
So
Right.
thank you.
I will make note of this
Mhm.
because we are here.
Thank you, thank you.
Please and thank you.
You're welcome.
So you do check into Takesha's inn.
Oof.
She seems predisposed at the moment. If you would like to attempt to attend the child's game, you can.
Danger. I love it, but danger. That is one way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go.
So, Mr. Drake, what exactly is this child's game?
I do not know.
It was an
Oh.
old character. of his.
Oh, cool.
So-
Yvonne, you said you'd been here before. What's going on?
I never actually managed to contact him. I'm
Oh.
going to follow Madeline on this one.
Maddie?
Yeah, you go down into the catacombs, you sit and watch a bunch of kids fight their inner demons. He's sort of the Tyler Durden of
What?
Kids Fight Club.
What do you mean kids fight their inner demons?
They're
I-
apparently not in actual danger.
I genuinely don't know how to make that sentence any
Any,
simpler.
yeah,
That is
yeah,
fucking legit what they do.
yeah.
Like they're like
I
demons
wasn't
manifest.
there,
They
but
deal
it's
with their
like
fear. And
literal
they-
from my
They
understanding.
go down there.
They
and
grow
he
up.
says, "What are we fighting tonight?" And someone says, "Well, what are we dealing with today, kids?" In
it's
some sort of
therapy.
perverse Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
I love it
And
so much.
And someone says, "Fear," and he goes, "All right, cool."
And
And then
then-
out of one of the caves, a giant fear fucking monster comes up, and then the children has to bare knuckle box it until they grow up.
I don't hate
Yeah,
this.
okay.
But apparently it's very bad if you intervene
Right, no,
because then they get hurt. So we don't.
Yeah, because then the
So-
fear becomes real because adults don't know how to fucking keep children safe. Can we discuss for a moment how fucked up Jalen Isaiah?
No,
Listen. Listen.
But it's true.
This is a Peter Pan. This is the Peter Pan issue of if you imagine that the food is real in Hook, it is real and it's
Mm.
fine. It's when adults don't see it that
Except
it's a
it's not
problem.
food, it's demons.
No,
It's
okay.
fear.
I've just got to say one thing. Like, they're not getting hurt. They're not being,
Yeah.
they're not being
They're
able-
already
are they,
technically hurt.
are they being forced to do
No,
this?
they
no.
choose to go down there and
It's a
face their
game.
fears and try and grow.
Who's in charge?
The
the child
Emperor.
emperor?
Okay, I'm just like, it's not the first time I've seen underground fighting ring of
We got
kids.
we got really upset
It's-
about it. We tried to jump in and help.
Yeah,
And then things went badly.
you might have
because-
to hold me back.
And then it got real because I'll sit on you.
Hey,
okay?
I haven't learned.
Hey, listen.
I haven't
not bad,
learned my
that's-
next spell yet. It is now going to be calm emotions because I didn't pick anything and I've just realized I should.
Oh,
Gonna
you
do
did
that.
level.
I leveled, bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Just as a reminder for Cody, the names that I have written down were for the princes,
Mhm.
or I should say the trade
Yeah.
royalty, I guess.
Yeah, the
whatever.
trade princess.
It was Anexi,
Mhm.
Takesha, Shadakai, Marisol, which we never spoke to, apparently was a halfling shipping
Right.
person. Hater, which we did speak to
Mhm.
once.
He ran
and
the
then
bank, I believe.
Ruru ran the bank.
Ruru ran the. Ruru.
There it is.
I missed Ruru.
Yeah,
Oh,
ran the bank.
Ruru, who looked like the genie.
And then I believe Hater was the
NPCs
one
are-
that we never saw because of the Minotaur or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yes.
No,
Was
Keegan,
that Hater?
Oh, it was Keegan.
Keegan.
Keegan, who we dealt with. We don't know
I
who took his
don't-
place.
I don't have any Hater on here.
Yeah, we don't know who
Hater's
took,
here. I don't know what he does.
we don't know who took Keegan's place
I don't
also,
remember.
so I'm nervous. That's what I would like to ask about right when I come in is, hey,
Wait, openly?
who replaced that fucking beholder? Like,
Not a beholder, but he seems to still have hooks in the city.
but he's not there, like, living in that labyrinth.
Apparently
anymore.
not physically.
Oh,
Oh, I
right. So
hate
he's still,
that.
like, possessing people. It's fine.
You can take the beholder out of the delve, but you can't take the
The
delve out of the beholder.
beholder?
Is that what that means? He's not there
Something like
physically,
that.
but
yeah.
He's still there.
But
fuck.
yeah,
But we got what we
his
needed.
tentacle prints are still.
Tentacle prince.
That's the weirdest country song.
His tentacle prince will never leave me. Yeah, this starts like
Now
that.
it sounds like a weird gospel song.
Oh,
Mm.
isn't that what country is? Gospel.
Sung by white people.
Really?
You don't
I don't listen to country.
you don't fuck your car in the gospel.
Yeah.
Well, that's relatively
Or
new
your
development
wife's
in the
car.
country.
Or your friend's wife's car.
So I
Or
dug my
Car's wife.
key
But you do.
right
but
to
you
the
do
side of
like.
her.
So
Anyway.
you guys have. I'd like all of
Oh,
you to
we're
make
playing
me investigation checks,
Please
please.
and
You
thank
can
you.
do that.
I would love to hold for sure. Yes, 28.
I'd love to if my stats were a bit bad. I got a fat 9.
I'm apparently just glad to be back in jail in 8.
Yeah!
28.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like you and me go get a fight.
I have a plus 14.
I just want to go back to the delve.
Investigation.
It's you go
Jeez.
into these tunnels, you kill
Expertise.
things, you loot things, you come
Nice.
back up
multiple times.
most of your parts.
Because
Yeah,
stacking
I'm
rogue and
drinking
bard,
and you're telling me
you
these
just-
stories we're not investigating at
Most
all.
of your friends.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are traveling around, Yvonne and Jarik, find yourselves oddly on the same page for
Fuck you.
perhaps the first time ever.
Ever is a good word.
Madeline gets you guys set up on the right track. The delve continues to expand, and it has been nigh on a year or many months since the majority of the party has been here in jail in Ursai.
How far did they get?
Well, they continue to get further and further. So you know where to begin, at least where the child's game was taking place previously. You guys scope out the areas, you do a little research, and you wait until the appointed hour, which
Scurrying orphan children with masks on.
you begin to see, and you guys do eventually find different groups of kids. They seem to be all 10 or younger. Perhaps the oldest one is like 11, maybe 12. But if they are, they're probably the runt of that age. Most of them look poor to destitute. Not exactly malnourished, it should be noted. They do tend to have
Anexi gave jobs to some of them.
Anexi feeds them.
There it is.
Also, this explains why these are children who have to learn to fight fear, otherwise they won't
Mm.
survive on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Which, oddly now, is probably what bonds Yvonne and Jurek is the orphan on the
Orphans.
streets thing
Right.
of like, we found different ways of fighting. I found a home and learned every skill I had to never be back there. You made your own little tiny cult in the streets.
That's what you gotta do.
Both of us probably agree that maybe we don't we let them be strong.
And yeah, we
It's
don't
just-
interfere.
We don't interfere because you know what? If people had interfered with us more than they did, I mean, who knows what either of us would in character.
Of
Who
course.
who knows what either of us would have been if things had happened differently.
Is your boyfriend around?
No, he stays on the ship guarding that mirror with his fucking life.
Proud of him.
Yeah.
Jurek.
Also, because that's an NPC, I don't want to worry about getting
no,
stabbed.
absolutely.
Like-
Jurek, at one point, if you were to make this,
Yeah.
Well, Yvonne, we all lead different lives. Adults are capable of helping, but sometimes you have to survive on your own. You know that.
I think you know that a little bit better.
Maybe.
Don't think I don't know you weren't angry when I left. I don't remember a lot from that time, but I definitely remember the looks. Not just from you, from a lot of them. Some of them came to the school, but some of them didn't.
Yes, they stayed with me.
Let's keep an eye out for the Jurek and Yvonne of these groups, then, shall we?
Yes. Special, talented children, I'm sure.
Well, all of them are. They're choosing to go fight their own demons with nothing but their wits and their... I was going to quote Men in Black, sorry. With nothing but their wits and their Series 7 atomizers.
God damn it. How dare you? This sounds like the future.
So, So is it just you two who are? Is it just them two? Who
Wait,
found the fight? Or is everyone-
whoever
We're
wants to come can
investigating, so I
probably
feel like
come.
at some point we probably make a left turn where they're probably with us, but that might be like I think
private-
just-
Yeah, no, for
Step-
sure.
but yeah.
You guys, so as a group,
Mhm.
you do
We're not just going off on our own like child's
No.
game. Like
you
No.
do begin to follow the
Okay.
children.
if
I
you would like to.
No,
I would like all of you to make stealth checks, please.
Oh, we're being stealthy.
I
Uh,
want to stab them off.
Yes.
Hey, you don't look stealthy, either you, Delarian, or you. I'm going to believe in both of you really hard. And both of you get a D8 of inspiration.
Cool. Stealth check.
Great, because I have to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, I
Correct.
figured.
Same.
Oh, hell, yes, I'm back.
Oh shit, I'm proficient. I'm proficient. I'm right.
Oh,
But,
then I don't give it to you. then.
I got a 7. Oh no.
Sorry. I already called who I was giving it
You're
to.
fine. You wouldn't have given it to me.
I wouldn't have.
We all know this.
And roll with the everything is 15.
31.
also 31.
Snap on the
13.
Ooh.
Proud of
Do we
you
just
guys.
tiptoe down this hallway?
She vanishes from nothingness.
I have a
What does my 7 get me with these children?
I'm hoping our 30 pluses outweigh that.
they so
Muffle me.
we like
As you guys
catch
are- as you guys are traveling, you do raise the attention of some of the kids, Jurek specifically. But the rest of the group is able to. They're not tremendously observant. The kids are. They're able to sort of pull you into some alleys and back you away and work your way down and around. For tonight's game, you find yourselves traveling deeper and deeper outside, not just into the construction zones where the delve is usually continue to be excavated, but actually into some of the tunnels themselves.
It's gotten
And
deeper.
a little bit, you're not quite sure why or what is.
That's not what we heard about.
Well, yeah, it's a little different.
Okay.
It's a little different. You do open up into an expanse of a large cavernous area that sort of has many holes and tunnels that break off from it.
Mhm.
And here you see about 30 kids that have gathered together. You guys are up on a ridge about 20 feet above the central floor. And there is a gentle hum and buzz among the kids that are there. And stepping out from one of the tunnels is a young boy of about 8 years old. His hair bleached sort of a sandy blonde, reddish blonde color. Very much reminds you of desert sand. Fine. And he wears simple robes, clothes that are clean and unblemished, linens and sort of lighter, breathable fabrics. And you can tell that it is cold at night, and the kids themselves are much more wrapped up as best they can be. Many of them are wearing leaves or dried sort of plant fronds, things like that they have tied among their legs and feet and ankles and shoulders. And some of them have been able to turn this into decorative armor or masks. You can see that many of them carry makeshift weapons of some kind. And you begin to hear the Emperor address the crowd as everyone gathers together. And those of you that have seen this before, which I believe is just Madeline, You know that the game takes place in a few different stages. There is the hide and seek portion. And then as kids are caught, they emerge from the tunnels. And the final 4 or 5 are the ones that that are given the opportunity to face their emotional traumas. You guys are watching this process play out. You see the kids disappear into the different tunnels. There is some there's some yelling, there's some screaming, but not in the way of terror or pain, the way kids do when they are surprised or startled.
It's corn maze scream.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's
Also terrible.
You're having fun, but you're there, like, but you still.
Yeah, I mean,
you chose to be there.
if you have ever played hide and seek with like a 4-year-old
Yeah.
and you found them.
And that happy scream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every second of every day.
Is it absolutely high pitched and blood curdling? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it in pain?
No.
No, but it's still it's still like, oh God.
Yeah, this shit's really getting to Credo, honestly. She is just like sitting there anxious, just like biting her nails. Like,
Everyone's gonna
okay?
Everyone's gonna sit by her side and instead say, and she's gonna point out. She's gonna be like, "Look at that one down there.
Yeah.
See how cleverly he's hiding in
Yeah.
that one right over there.
Yeah.
You think that one's going to grow up to be some kind of warrior? Listen.
If
They're not in any kind of actual danger.
no one's making him do it, you promise. Like,
No one's
there's no
making
one.
them do it.
They're doing it because they want to.
They choose to be here.
I mean,
No one profits from this except for them.
Okay.
I look at this and I see a rougher version of what I grew up with. It happened for me in a school. We chose to be there. We wanted to be there because we wanted a better life. They're doing it because they just want to survive this one.
I see this, and I see a much cuter, nicer version of what my life was like at that age.
But someone was making you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I had no choice. When I fought, it wasn't because I wanted to. It wasn't because any of us wanted to. Because that's all we had.
Who made you?
There was this orphanage, see, but it wasn't really an orphanage. It was all a front for this guy whose name I'm going to make up right now because I haven't thought of his name. It's important NPC for my backstory.
Get in there.
It's I need a name of a noble dude from around the capital where we said I was at.
It's
do you want me to
kind
take
of
it? Or-
Gladius,
Or Roman.
Rhodius.
Okay,
Yeah,
Roman.
any
Rhodius.
Okay, yeah.
Thelonious. He feels like a Thelonious.
What a jerk.
Let's say his name is Caius Thon. His name was Caius Thon. Let's say C-A-I-U-S.
C-A-I-U, yeah.
T-H Thorn. Thorn. O-N-N. Yeah. Caius
Caius
Thon.
Thon.
His name was Caius Thon. I say was because we made sure he couldn't do that to anyone else ever again.
Well, you tell me. You look down there and you see anyone who you think is acting most like Caius. You point them out. You watch closely, all right?
Yeah.
But until then, you look at them and try and see what they're seeing. For them, it's the chance to hone skills they know they're going to need.
I mean, God knows I need everything I learned, but yeah.
But how you learned it was shit.
Say that again.
Didn't have to be.
And they're being taught. I was their age when I first learned how to use a sword.
I point to one of the younger ones.
Yeah.
That age when I was first learning how to sneak around and
Yeah, I was that age when Caius found me. But it's listen, it's a different place here. It's a different rules. These kids are getting much more than
they've got a bit of a protector in
that's good.
the child emperor watching over us.
they do.
That's good.
If we intervene, they are in more danger.
Much more.
Yeah, totally.
So-
Just like sipping consistently.
during all of this,
breathe.
Jarek probably he usually carries like a messenger bag and it's got like shit in it. So he's probably like watching this and like hearing everybody's opinion about life and childhood.
Sorry.
He's gonna this is important. He's gonna sit down and put his bag down and he's gonna like do the lean back. He's like, we haven't even seen the fun part yet. Because he's heard.
Yeah.
And he wants
to see what they're gonna do.
He wants to see wants to see the monster.
Well, that too. That's a thing.
He's like ready.
Okay.
He's not giving you a negative opinion unless you want to look for that. But whenever you specifically mention your history and you've had it rough. Like, oh, okay.
Delarian's response to this is he grew up learning to fight monsters from childhood. So like the whole premise of kids running around getting ready to fight a monster, he's just like,
at least these ones don't hurt you.
Normal,
like
right?
For real. At least these ones don't really maim you.
If I could have this is Eduardo. If I could have a monster that I could fight, that I could fight,
right? That I could fight my own, like
cool.
Whatever. Like yes, me as Caitlin goes. If I knew it was a simulation and I could really fight something,
your emotions,
to, like,
you know what I mean? Fight
catharsis.
I would
yes,
love that.
I would absolutely.
Sometimes
do
you just
that.
gotta
I don't
swing.
even know what an
swing
ADHD
around.
demon would look like, but it would be fun.
Oh God!
Well,
Would it know?
you're
Would it
gonna
remember
know.
it was fighting you?
They get
Like,
descriptive. So let's.
Yes.
How many kids get
Make
through
it.
the process?
Yeah.
A team of 5.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool, cool.
do
Team
they
of
fight
5.
as a group or do they fight individually?
Together.
Okay. They pick one person's fear or.
No, they're
We
Yeah.
fought together and we fought all of them at once.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
I wasn't there last time. I was checking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once the team is chosen, there is a brief period in which the emperor is talking with them,
Can we hear it?
discussing. You hear
Can I
some of
read
it.
lips?
Sure. Yeah. You read some of it. Some of the things that come up are sounds as though one of them has recently lost a brother or a sister. There is fear of aging,
A mood.
of how to be responsible for one's self. There's also the gnawing sensation of loneliness. And that feels like enough for now. You guys are familiar with the lonely. It is a decrepit figure that looks like a mature version of the child, hairless and gray. It is wilting. It has one arm tied to a sinewy tether that reaches out and grabs and holds on to drawing in and close. The sensation of desperately gripping at anything or anyone around them to appease this gnawing need. The sensation of loss is represented by this. It's far more animalistic than the others you have seen. It is down on all fours, similar to a hound, but its head is sort of this burrowing drill that you guys can see sort of pierces and opens, literally digging a hole that cannot be filled within people. The fear of aging is this billowing, decrepit personage of taut skin, similar to a lich or a skeleton, zombies that you guys have seen. It amidst its cloak bears these heavy weights that it is constantly hanging off of the individuals. And at the heels of all of these are small, chittering anxieties that seem to whisper throughout the air. All of these chewing thoughts that collect and build, sort of like little two-legged piranhas. They hop and yip and chase down the children in different ways. Yes,
Can I describe a child?
please.
Cool. I see a little black girl. She's got like braids, cornrows, like it's a mess of just like her trying to tangle whatever's happening and pull it back. But she's got like, I want to say like a bird mask, like pointy, but like
Commander
feathers.
Arte style
Yeah.
or like Doctor
I'm not
style?
sure. Like it's more of a pointy bird,
Yeah.
like whatever that bird is. It's
Mhm.
like, and she's pretty much in rags, but she's got like little tassels that she puts places
Mhm.
that she has found. So like if she found like somebody left a little string or a thread, she's like, cool. So she's
a
got like
bird.
pops of color.
Yeah.
Right. It's like feathers. She's got like pops of color everywhere. I'd say she's probably like 9 or 10, that one of the older ones. And then what she uses is kind of like a big, what is it called? Like a javelin type of thing, like thing
Sure.
that she wants to throw. But she's afraid to let it go. So like whenever she's like,
harpoon.
she's like, no. So she like keeps getting like closer and closer. But I feel like the one thing that she does do when she sees anybody, are some of them younger?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever she sees somebody younger, she like, that's when she like pushes. Like she's working with them, but she's trying her best to like start protecting someone else,
Mhm.
which is a big thing for her.
Mhm.
I just wanted to like,
No,
because there were 5 of them, and I was like, I don't know her name in my heart, but she's there.
But that's
Absolutely.
the one
She wants
direct
that.
gravitates towards.
For sure.
Sees himself in.
Beep, 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 beep.
as you guys are watching, the fight is harrowing in its own interesting way. These creatures are imposing to you as adults, and seeing these youths embrace and address them is a far lengthier process than perhaps a fight you would have with them would be.
6
It'd be over
seconds.
in minutes. For them, it is a dangerous game, but it is also, if you look past the monsters and you just watch the children for a few moments, if you could fade them out and put these kids dressed in their makeshift costumes with their improvised weapons and their don't do that, and their wonderful imaginations, if you put them on a grassy hill, it would look no different than perfectly well adjusted kids playing outside. And the game lasts 15-20 minutes. When the final blow is struck, there is a great uproar of cheering and celebration, and the rest of the kids that have formed the circle come rushing in, much of the celebration of a triumphant sports team or anything along those lines. And it should be noted that not all the children that participated are able to defeat their monsters. They don't always win, but sometimes just having the opportunity to focus on something is a moment of value for them. The kids hang out for a bit, and then slowly, one by one, they begin to trickle back and away. Once the celebration has begun, you guys see the Emperor stays for much of the revelry. He sits off on the side, his feet kicking as he sits on the edge of a mining cart. And as the children begin to leave, you see him start to inch his way towards towards one of the mine shafts. What would you like to do?
I'm inclined to follow him.
Right. I'm not good at following.
I'm not even inclined to try to be sneaky.
You're right.
I was-
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
kind of
just
just
casually.
Openly.
Yeah.
Grace, greatness.
Your Empress-
Hello.
Your Imperialness.
As you guys are walking towards them and you do call out, you sort of spook the rest of the kids and they
I said, good game tonight. Good job.
they
I like that.
they smash the bottle and yell scatter.
I like your style. A little blonde. Good job.
Parody wagon.
Scatter. They take off.
Fuck the police.
You guys follow the Emperor into the tunnel. I'd like you guys to make survival checks for me, please.
Survival.
This is what we all
Don't-
get
don't
scored
think
at.
I've ever made a survival
Oh,
check.
shit.
Okay.
I do not do well.
16.
I roll
for me.
again because I got my
18.
luck back, so I'm gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
17.
That was not a good roll.
21.
Nice.
Big
Hold
boy.
on, Nice 18.
That's better. 17.
17. Okay.
It was a 9 before.
The Emperor leaves no tracks, but there is, as you guys are
That's where I
watching
go.
and following, there is a subtle hint of where he's been. Whether it's just a faint smell of desert blossom, or a slight sort of, you can see the way a kid might run his hand along a wall. You guys are following these small disturbances. It is about 1 a.m. when he is wandering away, and you continue to track him for 15-20 minutes, and you realize that his path has seemingly turned further south, or deeper is a better word, down into what would be the upper levels of the delve. You have a good bead on his path. Would you guys like to continue to track
See
and
this thing
follow
through.
him?
Yeah.
Or
Did we notice? We saw the kids react.
Yeah.
Did he react to
See
her?
where we're following him. Is
he was already sort of at the mouth of the mine, and he did not turn around. He may have paused briefly, but he did not turn and acknowledge.
He is currently allowing us to follow him because with the amount of power that we just saw,
Yeah.
Jarek
Yeah.
is like,
I-
well, I guess we just
presume
keep
he's
going.
the train of thought that Delarian has right now is he's being led.
Yeah.
So he's just going.
Yeah.
He's going to keep following.
Just
as best
gotta
he
try
can.
to keep up. It feels like if he's the kind of person who tests you with your fears, so
Are
probably.
we stealthing?
So far, you have not been, but
No,
it
I
is
am
it
not.
is up to you if you would like to.
I would like to not wake
You
up other
absolutely
monsters
can.
if we can, but
I-
I'm not trying to hide from him necessarily.
At normal voice, but maybe a little projection, not screamy.
Mhm.
Like to once upon a time,
Oh,
and then talk for 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'll start to tell him the story of Aurora Code exploding.
Of Arartico, what?
Exploding.
he likes happy endings.
It
Okay.
is a happy ending.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Because everything got put back together because the good people came together and fought their fears and all that bullshit. Yada yada.
How many temper
17.
points? Thank,
Thank
you.
you, 17.
Mhm.
He loves fighting fears.
He does, and he really likes stories.
He does.
And you guys
And-
needed a story.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Completely fucking forgot.
No,
Mhm.
you're fine. You're great.
So,
At the
yeah.
very least, as you're walking and telling the story, He's hearing one.
I'm
He's hearing-
hoping.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, yes. Fair.
Oh, yeah.
You guys continue to follow this path. It's about, I'm going to say about another 2 hours. And there are a few brief moments when you do have a gnawing fear that either you've lost the trail or you're just being led to some sort of meat grindery death.
In there.
And then the sands begin to get warm. They begin to almost hum or buzz with energy.
As soon as I feel something that's underneath us, right? The sand we're walking on. Or no?
It's kind of all around
it's
you.
all around, never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So will not help to run up onto the wall.
Yeah,
that's
that
what
was the
I thought you were going,
question.
Yeah.
You guys come down into a narrower tunnel that sort of force perspectives into this very lengthy piece. But as you walk closer, it's merely a few feet. It's sort of a Willy Wonka-esque moment where you walk into almost a wall. This is where the trail has ended. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to.
I'd like to check the
investigate.
wall.
Yeah.
Let's check the area.
Absolutely.
May we?
Please do.
Thank you.
Investigation or perception?
Cool.
Investigation, please.
17.
3 plus
5.
12. 12. That's low for me.
Looking for things great today.
21.
13.
Okay. As you guys investigate the walls and the halls, you guys can see the faintest of footprints that do pass into the wall. Yvonne, you do start to dig through it, and at one point, as you're kind of running your hand over a portion of it, it leaps out and gives you just the faintest of shocks.
Just going to the room as a whole. Excuse me, sir. We're here to trade some stories.
No response.
Great, I'm going to. The shock didn't hurt me. It was just kind of.
I mean, it's startling.
Yeah.
Getting electrocuted in any way is never a fun sensation. It doesn't cost you any hit points.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was.
you
yeah.
very much have
I can
the
deal
like,
with the annoyance. I don't want to. Yeah. Well. That's what I had.
So you didn't find anything.
Don't touch the wall. It's very shocky.
Huh.
Your robot should not touch the wall. I feel like that would go badly.
I wonder what he's immune to. Poisons and acids and.
I'm just gonna sort of. I've got a wooden staff. Wood doesn't
Just
conduct
push,
electricity.
yeah.
I'm just gonna hit the wall, see if it feels hollow, see if it feels like I can get through the
Sure.
sand.
You do suspect it's hollow.
Ah,
But it's dense. It's the wooden stick would not bash its way through here. You guys can try a more forceful way to enter the door.
Anyone got a big hammery type thing? I'm not one for those.
I also think
Not quite the party for it, are we?
there's no more tunnels leading deeper in. It's just a room ends. Anything
I
up?
have a spell for that.
Once upon a time, there was a group of adventurers who had found themselves in a rather precarious position. The fate of the world rested upon their rather sturdy shoulders. And they found themselves in a small...
Start playing backing track.
What the fuck?
On the lute.
God. A city made of stories, and they needed help finishing their own.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage because
Sure.
music. Yay! Listen, I'm helping how I can.
Maddie never needs help. You know this.
22.
22.
Thank
Madeline, what are you wearing?
It is winter, so nothing.
Winter in the desert.
Except my fur coat. I'm sorry. I don't get to talk to adults all day. It's warmer down here, right?
Actually, well,
Desert in the
now
winter.
it is. Now it
But,
is.
like-
Okay, we've been walking for a hot second, so
Yeah.
she's getting the sweats. The jacket's probably off. She has the hat.
Any jewelry or
Did I get any jewelry?
Lots of tats.
I have lots of tattoos. I have the one necklace.
what necklace is that?
Nope, because I didn't. I'm keeping it. Yeah, the ring necklace.
Hmm.
Or not the ring I gave away, but she has the Wilton Smythe crest.
Oh yeah.
She has piercings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
Ears.
Okay.
I mean, there too, but you know.
I think
she's
the
not tits out for the emperor.
the
necklace.
crest, the necklace, about coin sized.
Yeah.
Perfect. It begins to sort of lift and pull, and sort of it rips the binding off of the back of your neck. Make a dex save.
No. 24.
Fucking magnet in this one.
24. Yeah, you do catch it, but you can see the pendant sort of pushing over where Yvonne got shocked.
I want to take out a coin.
Okay.
Let it go.
Yours falls.
Okay. So it's an offering.
Does it
Keep talking.
do anything?
If you let it get to the wall.
Yeah.
I hand her keep talking. I hand her a coin to let go instead. See if it'll take something else.
Okay.
You can take this. It's fine. She's not my
Sure.
wife anymore.
Oh,
So when you let it get to the wall, it sort of fits in. It's not exactly a slot. It's more like a little bit of a divot. But you see the electricity arc through the pendant and basically complete that circuit.
Yes.
And you hear the stone. It shocks you because you're holding on to it.
She's
And
into it.
yeah, so it's 3 points of lightning damage.
know.
Huh.
Um,
And I'm unconscious.
and the stone wall, the stone begins to kind of rumble and shake, and it slowly begins to lift, and the pendant snaps free. As the pendant is raising, you guys are treated to a melodic symphonic song of birds that are at first blanch quite random, but over a few seconds they begin to sort of what was first just random notes or squawks and squeaks begins to sort of dance into a melody. As you come inside, the room begins to light up. It is large. It has a few different levels, and there is something oddly childlike about it. There is a large bed with its bedding tousled and tossed. There are seemingly piles of clothes or toys in one corner. There are are ladders like bunk beds that climb to the different levels. There are books. There are scrolls and drawings and scrapings. And there are many, many bird cages.
I'd like to roll to see if this is a horde.
Okay.
Because I just realized there's fucking dragons down here, and I've run into one before.
Okay.
And I'd like to roll for horde, please.
Sure. Make a history check.
Okay. It's a different kind of horde, but it might be. Oh, shit. 25.
25.
Yes.
This does seem slightly horde-like. Yeah.
What color was the dragon who took my luck stone? He was gold.
No,
He was bronze.
that seems more likely.
He was bronze.
Actually, I suspect he was copper.
That was it. I'm trying to see if it matches.
least
I
it
don't know
was
the
a
kid's
metallic.
hair.
Yeah,
It's
Sandy.
fucking his hair.
Yeah, it's coppery. It was coppery blonde.
Did I remember that dragon's name? No, we never asked for it. Shit.
Happens a lot.
Fuck.
Okay.
Dragons
was
are
just-
scary.
I was half dead at the time.
Yeah,
I had
dragons.
literally a hit point.
Oh,
I was begging for my life.
Probably. Okay.
So,
Credo would just kind of look for ways forward.
Is he here?
Do we see him? Yeah.
what it looks like he is digging under his bed.
Do you need help finding something?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, all right. What you looking for, champ?
I don't know. I was thinking I would do some drawing before dawn.
Oh, snap! What's your medium?
I don't know. Paper?
What you gonna draw? Could you draw me?
Yeah, maybe.
Neat.
And he gets out the.
Can you give me like a mermaid body though?
You want a mermaid body in the desert?
No, like in the
seems-
picture.
Oh. Oh shit!
Like my head, but
fucking
then
king.
like a tail.
Just for the drawing, not in reality, unless your
Oh.
drawing affects reality, in which case, please don't do that to her.
I mean, sometimes.
Maybe don't ask for that. Nice
It's too
place you
late,
have
she
here, by the
already
way.
asked.
I
thank
like
you.
all the birds,
Yeah, they're not real.
Oh.
but they're beautiful anyway.
Oh yeah.
Did you make them?
No, I remembered them.
Ah. Where do you remember them from?
Well, from different offerings.
Cool.
You take offering?
I used to. And then they kept dying, so it seemed a little wasteful.
I mean, in general.
I mean, that's why I like stories.
They
Because-
don't expire.
Right.
Stories of forever.
Yeah. And I don't need much. I can always go and find whatever I need, so that's not a problem. You see him pull out and unravel. Go ahead and it's a scroll. Go ahead and make a history check.
Yeah, buddy. 26.
Okay.
For history.
It's about time.
20. Not a natural 20.
Dirty
Natural 20.
Hey.
resulting in 22.
Quattro.
Hey. Most of us are
natural,
aware.
Yeah.
Credo's like birds.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Weird kid, lots of birds.
you guys over here recognize so a lot of the scrolls that you have seen here either are like ancient parchment from like older civilizations. The empire and most of the civilized world has moved on to like books at this point. This is a very different type of scroll. It seems to be from the east. And it is, instead of being a paper, it's just sort of like a very long silken,
Like a sheet?
kind of like a sheet,
Oh.
but it
Like a
is,
scarf? Like it's written on.
Like Rothgar was here.
it is backed in this like iridescent green.
Oh my god, it's from Kung Fu Panda.
Sure.
The scroll,
Yeah.
that's what I'm imagining
Like
now.
that. Yes.
It's blank.
Well, but it is much bigger. It's very big, and as he's scrolling through it, like you can see, he's been drawing on it, and it's like this sort of the running background of like that would maybe be in like an old Scooby-Doo cartoon, right? Where like it's just and his little adventuring buddies go on or like going on a trip, and then he rolls it and he keeps drawing. He very much holds the quill, which is you suspect some sort of spine, maybe from a manticore or something like that. But he very much holds it right like a crayon. But it is, and there's a brief moment where it's like you're a little creepy, where he starts like jabbing. But you look, he's actually doing like a very intricate sort of point work. In some of the faces and some of the bodies and stuff. And then some things are very much more like broad stroke kind of calligraphy for like winds and bodies and things like that. But yeah, he's sort of on his bed. Feet up, juice box drawing. And he goes, I'm not gonna put you on this one, I'll put you on the next one.
Oh, what's this one?
This one is my running story.
I'd love to hear it one day.
Okay.
And he talks for 3 hours.
he scrolls it back, and he's being slightly literal. It is a story about people running.
Oh my God.
And all the fun running things that they can do.
He made a video game.
Kind of.
It's
Yeah.
Mario.
He made a platform.
Yeah. He makes a little
Mirror's
platform.
Edge. It's Mirror's Edge.
It's Mirror's Edge. Yeah.
Thank you.
He's got them. They parkour.
So,
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been here before. I haven't been here before, but I've been to Jalen and sought you out. Do you have something you prefer people to call you? Do you remember a name?
No, not really. People kind of started calling me the Emperor, but that feels a little pretentious.
But aren't you?
I mean,
Pretentious or an emperor?
The Emperor.
Answer the question.
Answer the question, coward.
I mean, it's a city. It's not an empire. I mean, it used to be. But,
Is that what they're trying to dig up?
well, I mean, it's what's down there.
The Empire.
I mean, not,
An empire.
yeah.
Your Empire.
I never really owned it.
What were you then?
I don't know. Just been here.
You got any fun machines? Like giant toys?
Fancy weird toys.
I mean,
Do strange things.
everybody roll me a percentile.
Fancy weird.
Hmm.
Where did they
80.
go?
Oh shit. 99.
99.
98.
The
Whoa.
meaning of life, the universe, and everything.
42.
Yeah.
42.
48.
Oh, sorry. I was like, sacrilege.
I mean, I don't.
Who does?
What? There's some creepy Beyonder people.
Beyond?
Sorry, the beyond the what?
Yeah, Beyonder people. People that come from beyond.
Oh,
Beyond,
so like us.
like dead people, or like from a different plane?
Or like from a different city.
None of that. But beyond all of that.
What kind of people? Anyway.
Can you draw one for us?
Yeah.
I pull out a different scrap of parchment. Can you draw me one?
He'll take it. And
I have cartographer tools. I have all kinds of calligraphy things.
He got his
Yeah, I
spine-
noticed if he
He
needed,
got his spine crayon.
if he didn't want to magically summon something by accident, I was going to let him draw with my crayons, but it's fine.
his crayon his ink is fine.
Can't magically
As
summon
I watch
still
him
by his
draw,
spine.
is there anything call on, like, out of all of my knowledge of monsters to?
Make a history check.
It is Cthulhu. It's just
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
15.
You have heard rumor of these, and what he draws are actually, they look fairly humanoid. But when you look at the details, they are not people. They wear like people clothes. They wear like people masks.
Body snatchers.
People
But-
as clothes.
But they have these sort of creepy crawly like there are maggots or worms for hands or
Are we getting
Oogie boogie.
a doppelganger feel from this?
No, very different.
but there is something.
We ran into a bunch of maggots and stuff in the delve before.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah. All these bug people that
Oh,
were
they're
like,
the purple worms?
because no, it's
So,
well, because the whole it smelled like the entire civilization was built around these bug things. And like these,
there was a big bug
Yeah.
focus of the civilization. It is not the Autocali.
Yeah.
Those were
Those are like
giant like
scorpion
scorpion
things. Yeah.
bugs.
These
But
are
there were
different.
other bugs that
Yeah, there were other bugs. There were worm traps. and
Right.
things like
there were
that.
like yeah.
I think Madeline may have were you were there when or Norda was there when in Dreadhold when you guys ran into the Ruby Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
There were prisoners in some of his
The
cells.
grays?
Say what?
The grays?
Not the Grey Renders. They were the ones that started doing the singing.
Oh.
You didn't fight them. You
No.
saw them ever so briefly.
Yeah, they were
And
cockroach people.
They were cockroach people and they had masks.
Yes.
Um,
Okay.
And
I
it
feel like we fought worms in one of those labs too. at some
Yeah.
point.
there were
Yeah.
there were
Those
there were
those
Yeah,
were
there-
cat worms.
there were the Nyogi, the mind controlling
That,
Nyogi.
latched into the dwarves' brains.
Right. And
Those
that
I
was
remember.
and that was the dwarf that went mad,
mad,
because he was trying to protect
Yeah.
the prime material plane
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
something.
Something.
Yeah,
Can I flip a coin?
absolutely.
See if he can.
Even?
Evens.
Yeah.
So he is the coin comes up and it goes blank. Not that he's a doppelganger or a shape changer,
That's
but he's just not quite there.
Oh, he's not there.
Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah. But you can see him, like it still affects him.
Mhm.
He could change his shape.
Okay.
You're honestly not sure if he could change his shape, but there's something sort of ghostly or
Not doppelganger. All right.
not a doppelganger.
That's what we care about.
Back
Yep.
into
Not a
the
doppelganger.
pocket it goes. Okay.
So he draws these
Word, right.
humanoid sort of bug people, these amalgamations of these things. There are a few different types of them that he draws for you, and he calls them the Beyonders. He calls them the Beyond people. That they are looking for a machine. They're looking for the same machine.
You seem to like the people here very much, and I know you want to keep the children safe.
Of course.
Do you feel like these Beyonders, you said they were creepy, do you think that they would keep people safe if they had that
No.
machine?
No, they're
Very,
they're-
very bad.
They are bad people.
Do you have any way of helping us get there first? Or finding where they are so we can maybe track down this thing before they get to it?
Or maybe
Because-
hold them off for a
Or
little
hold them
bit.
off. We do not want to we do not want them to get this thing.
I can only see in the city where people are.
Hmm.
And they are not people.
They are not.
So I cannot see where they are. But I can tell you where they're not because I can tell you where the people are. And if the people can't see them,
Right.
then I know they're not there.
That works.
That
That's
really
rather
did
clever.
actually, yeah.
Up top. Ooh, good job, buddy.
I'm gonna keep this. if you don't
It's sort of cold and slightly not quite
Sticky.
no.
It's
Sort
not a
of
child.
sort of
Bless you.
I want to say like jelly. Like
It's ballistic gel.
kinda, yeah.
I was
gonna explain.
It's like
It's
really
not
solid, but it was
ectoplasm.
No,
yeah.
no.
It's solid
no.
like the ballistic
Yeah.
gummies.
Yeah.
Like,
Interesting.
But watch
Like, we've watched a lot of Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. That's my side gig, obviously.
Okay.
In this world, fantasy Mythbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be? Sorry.
New campaign. idea.
Absolutely. Side note. Yeah. Like, actually, no. Side note. Like campaign idea. I'm gonna use this for homebrew world.
You're
I'm gonna
welcome.
write it down to do like actual like mythology based.
Yes.
Mythbusters campaign. That'd be so cool. Sorry.
Could Hercules? Could this sheep actually have grown golden wool? Jason finds
Hercules
out.
actually can Hercules actually do 12 tasks in X amount of years? Let's find out. Now this
Do the
now
math.
Mythbusters.
Oh,
Sorry.
While this is
Funny web
happening,
series coming 2021.
I would never go through his things because I've learned not
Sure.
to just walk around and take things. But
You had to be told that.
he
By me.
Thank
yes,
you.
I did have to be told that.
From the road. That says
We were
something.
very
scroll-
impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of this is older.
Mm-hmm.
Drake's gonna put his goggles on. What's the light in here like? Could he like read some stuff
Sure.
from at a distance?
Sure.
He'd like to try to read anything off the top of just anything. Just be
Okay.
like, oh, cool. That's a note. That's a note in my mind. See, he's actually looking for things specific to planes and shifting.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Cool. Oh, cool. Plus 9. So 14 plus 9 is
23. So he doesn't. It doesn't seem like this guy, that the child emperor, knows much about planes
Mhm.
or shifting.
Mhm.
His view and his ability to his omniscience is limited to
City.
Jalen, to the city.
May I ask,
Please.
to the city or to the Delve? Because he lives in the Delve.
But he remembers the old empire and he was part of it.
To the city. So it
To its people?
to the people.
That's okay. That makes more
So
sense.
he does not know. He does not have a map of the entire Delve, but wherever people go,
He
he can
knows.
he can see.
I love that so much.
That's
also,
really cool.
also,
Uh-huh.
you said you remembered that you said that's a old empire in the Delph.
The
Do you
fact that he
happen to
used the word
remember-
empire.
Yeah. Do you happen to remember what it was called?
I wasn't around for that, so
I have a timeline on him. Okay. I was like,
How dare you?
I'm trying to figure out this child because he doesn't seem to know a lot about his own stuff or care, and that's fine, but I want to know. Like,
Mhm. Sorry.
and
No, it's okay.
also, I'd like
What
to
was it?
very specifically roll because I.
Oh, what I read.
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, you
No,
first.
I was like, there was something I just.
So he doesn't have a lot of stuff that he keeps for reading.
Mhm.
He has some storybooks, but it looks more like stuff that people have gifted him, and it is far. Even the oldest stuff is Imperial Age or Republic Age.
Oh, so it doesn't go
It
further.
it doesn't really go into the ancient history of this place.
Well,
Um,
that's fair.
yeah.
He wouldn't be able to read it, technically, from what I can understand.
I mean,
He wouldn't care to.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Sorry.
yeah.
He's like, okay. Is there anything of these things that would pique my interest dealing with the Empire? Like I guess royalty, like this was the king in this day, or this that way. At the minimum, I'm looking at like names.
like fairy tales about old kings.
Yeah, like
Sure.
stuff like
But
that.
like you don't necessarily think are real, but might be in
Because
this case.
I
honestly.
feel like I don't know enough about the actual empire.
Yeah.
I know what I learned in Willen, which is
Sure.
very different.
the empire's great.
So there is some there is a little bit of imperial history, but there's also it's a lot of sort of regional myth and their version of like fairy tales,
Yeah,
things
but
like
there's
that.
often truth in those.
And he likes
Yeah.
those types
Yeah.
of stories.
Absolutely.
I'm going to hands behind my back, not touching anything. At some point, can I go? Do you mind if I look at this?
No, go ahead.
And he's going to pick it up, and obviously we can do more stuff. But
Yeah, the first one you're going to find is most likely a halfling book. And what you find is a lot of halfling tales, very much like Grimm fairy tales or Aesop fables, have there's a true and applicable skill hidden in the
There's a
story.
lesson.
So it is like the secret to killing a werewolf is silver, right? But it's just but it doesn't say like Nimblefoot trick heel stabbed him with silver and he died. Like it is
Buried in
blank
layer
thing.
upon layer of symbolism.
right.
But none of their books have a page 1 because halflings reroll ones.
I love that.
Hey.
Fucking A.
You're welcome.
So that's a
I peeked.
halfling tales fable book
Yeah.
that I got.
Halfling Fables.
Cool. Now I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to flip through it. That while I'm flipping through, we can go
Mhm.
that way.
That's
we're
fine.
not focused.
What else would you guys like to ask him?
The children that play in the games,
Mhm.
do they bring their own weapons or do you help them?
No, that's up to them. They I always tell them he spends a few minutes gathering his thoughts, but he recounts to you how he tells them stories. How not every night is a game night, that many nights they work very long and very hard, and that he will share stories with them. And that usually that he likes stories that have heroes in them. And that's where they get the idea for the weapons.
Why'd you do it? The whole games, the stories, the kids. Being a kid, don't know if you have a choice about that, maybe assuming, but why'd you do it all?
I don't know, they need help. And who helps people more than heroes do?
Yeah,
And
you're a sort of hero, I think, definitely. You help your hero to so many of them.
so much.
No, I just like to hang out and watch stuff. But
You're helping, isn't that what heroes do?
I think that's different.
If I were to give you a weapon for a child that wanted to participate in the games but did not have one,
Mhm.
that could be just kept by you for them, would that be okay?
Mm. Okay.
I'm gonna open up the trunk. I'm gonna pull out my silvered longsword that I started off the adventure with.
Oh,
This was my mother's.
Hmm.
Man, we're just unlocking that shit.
He'll he sort of
Sounds
takes
nice.
it, and you can tell it's a little heavy for him, but the weight of it seems to instantly be alleviated as it almost becomes integrated into his whatever this magic is.
Yeah.
And so while he nearly drops it, and then it suddenly becomes very light for him. I will keep it as a loner because the thing is, like, the kids are really nice, but having a sword to sell could mean the difference in a year for them.
That's
So
what I would prefer. That
Yeah.
it's loaned when needed,
it is.
but is
Yeah.
available for all of them. when
I
they
can
need it.
do that. Yeah, that sounds nice. I like that.
Does your sword have a name?
No. It does
Let
not
them
have
all
a
name it every time. That's its own kind of story, naming things.
Mm-hmm.
Names of ships, names of houses, names of weapons.
Well, I hope you guys find your machine.
Thanks.
And you're going to help us by telling us where it's not.
Yeah, I can do that.
I
Thank
will
you.
start mapping everywhere he tells me.
Yeah, he
Let's fucking go.
he actually can give you a kind of. He gives you this weird deck of cards.
Ooh.
Cool.
It's a thicker deck than normal. And the front and the back, none of it matches. And it's all got a bunch of weird lines on them. And yeah, when you sort of toss it up, it arranges itself in the kind of this house of cards way where the lines line up and they are kind of the paths and the rooms for the delve. And he's marked the places where the people are not. So there's 2 good leads on where these Beyonder people are searching for that machine.
If we were going to hurt them, do you know a good way to do it?
Oh, roll a percentile.
Ooh, 96.
Yeah, that's a weird little starting point.
He
Just a giant fly swatter.
It's a chocolate.
he tells you. Oh,
Yes, he pulls back a drape and it's Abuela.
I knew it all along.
Abuelita, we had bugs. Ay.
Freaks out.
um,
Not in casa.
Cody makes more sense.
he stares off in the distance, and you see him sort of 1,000-yard stare as his mind. He's thinking very hard. You're watching him sort of process things. The first thing he says is, "You have to stay out of their minds. Their minds are dangerous. They're connected to something else."
All right.
Is it like, and I would like to describe to him that guy who's living in that who we met, who was one of the older things. He was in the Underdark. He was the thing keeping the plague away. What's his name?
Essa.
Oh.
Yes. Not the
No,
same kind of
Gith.
thing.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Gith.
Gith Sarai.
I'd like to
Gith Sarai.
describe that to him.
It is not.
Okay, just making sure. I wanted to
Yep.
make sure that if we have any touchstone of what we are dealing with based on something else, great. If this is all totally new, also great. I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for checking. I think his name is Essa.
Yeah.
I knew it started with an A. I just couldn't remember what it was.
He warns you to stay out of their minds, that most don't know fear or compassion, that those you can damage, those whose psyches you can damage will reflect that back upon you,
Good to know.
and that some of them carry madness near them. Some can move anywhere, even places that are not there.
What? I hate that. I hate that so much.
And that their madness will break down your resistances to magics and other powers.
Get in fast, get out.
He tells you they are a team, that they work as a team, that there are many different ones and each serves its individual function. It is a hive of specialized soldiers.
I hate,
But
the,
No, he doesn't
I
say
hate the term hive.
the word tactics at all.
He does not.
We just it's implied.
Shit. It's my least favorite. Cool. He drew them for us.
Yeah.
We've got 2 leads on where they are, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
It's late.
Yeah. I was saying
We should probably
we
rest
can
before
pack up into
going
Keisha's.
into the delve.
Do you mind if we have a sleepover?
We can tell stories all night.
If you want.
We have so many stories.
I mean, if we're bothering you, we can go.
I don't really sleep.
Do you mind if we sleep here?
Do you snore?
Can I roll for snoring? I don't know.
I talk in my sleep.
She tells stories even when she's not awake.
I'll
Oh,
be a liar.
okay. Are they good stories?
Oh yes, they're always funny.
All right. That sounds good.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
You don't understand?
No one's gonna fuck with the Emperor,
There's
and if they
no
are,
problem.
we need to talk. Don't fuck with this child, please.
We must protect him.
Can we long rest?
You guys absolutely can long
Yeah.
rest. Yes. Yes, you can.
Oh, what fable? Is there any fable about a king or a queen or anything that I need to worry about or anything that would be helpful?
Halflings don't really have that sort of monarchy system. They're
Cool.
far more communal. There's usually like a couple of like a town elder and a town cleric or medic. And this is older pre-republic sort of stuff.
There's no
So-
John Arcadian fable of the big dude just walking by and going, "Your gods suck." And like,
If you
that
want,
might be.
if you want to look for that book, you can find it.
Oh, really?
I mean,
feels
you can
like a
try.
terrible
I honestly
plan.
would like to.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be awake at least a little bit longer,
Sure.
and he doesn't seem upset that I'm looking through his stuff, is what I'm trying not
This,
to offend.
yeah, you get the feeling this stuff for him, he could take or leave. Like he's got it because people gave it to him, and
Mhm.
he's nice, but he does not need it, and he's not super attached to it.
Cool. Then I don't want to take anything, but I would like to search and
Mm-hmm.
have a few minutes, or go
Can
through.
help.
Okay.
If you'd
So
like to.
so you are looking specifically for opinions on
Jarda Arcadian through a fable, if that's
Arcadian or Albrecht?
the one that came in and started. So
Albrecht.
Albrecht.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can make an investigation check.
These
Gotta
guys
tell the
investigate.
truth.
I'm taking a top bunk.
There you go.
She would like to offer to help.
Yeah,
as
right,
well.
Absolutely.
same. I
Absolutely.
want to climb.
If there's a bunk bed, top bunk.
Sleep up on the wall.
19.
19.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, you can find some stories of
Things are usually chill, so I'm not.
Albrecht. They don't have the same old-timey charm that the other halfling
Tales, yeah.
stories do. They're a little more historical. But the counts among them are primarily how Albrecht and the different gods. It's told in the way that the other halfling gods, like went to live on a farm.
Of course.
What
it
a
is.
safe way to teach our children to.
They went. It's specifically referred to it that they went to counsel the new gods.
Okay.
That's the way it's phrased for them. That they chose to willingly go. That there would always be a halfling deity, a protector. I think it's not glitter gold. It's whatever the other
Mhm.
the usual
Sure.
halfling one is. Some fancy, not fancy, some cutesy name. And that is, and
To counsel new gods.
there is the stories usually surrounding that time involve learning that other members of the empire are no longer hated or feared enemies. So stories of being able to trust orcs, stories of being able to depend on other races, stories that break down what were very insular communities and
Like
giving
the
them
Shire.
courage to spread out.
Cool. That's actually pretty interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The more and more I might have missed this in all of the legends and lore, but the more and more we discuss it, the more I want to just go find this retirement community of all the deposed gods and just like meet them.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
honestly,
some of
like, I
them-
want to go find the farm.
Some of
Do you
them.
not know what that's code for, sweetheart?
Yeah.
No, I know.
Oh,
I'm just,
okay.
I know. I'm just,
Mhm.
I kind of want there to be a secret subsect of the gods who, like, survived the purge
Well,
and are fucking ready to fight. Like,
from what I hear,
Valerian
some of them are probably in Pandemonium. I don't know if we
Don't
want
Yeah.
to do that.
feels right.
Stay off the bar.
Jeez. But then I want to go the fuck to sleep.
Okay.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
You heard of the Lady of Pain? Mom?
Oh fuck! Don't play with me.
Tell me where your mama is, boy.
I will burn this sentence out. I will shut this switch down.
He. Oh, the one from the one that lives in the cage.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, people come here. They tell me about her sometimes.
What did they say?
She's very scary.
Yeah, she sounds scary.
Yeah. That's actually why people started bringing me birds at first.
To
Because of
protect from.
the cage?
Well, sometimes they said that the scary pain lady lived in a bird cage and that they
Oh.
wanted that they were free birds and this was a free city, so the birds would get to
Be free.
be free.
Free bird.
But they brought them in cages, so I was like, well, are they not free? They go, no, they're more free like this than they were in that cage.
Right, it starts to get this nuance. It's weird.
I
It's
don't-
strange.
Yeah.
They're lovely, but it's like monkeys. Don't get me fucking started. But
She's adorable. And she loves you.
Alright.
What do you want to know?
well, we're trying to find her. I'd like to know as much about her as possible.
Oh, I know she doesn't talk.
How does one communicate with her then?
I think people talk to her, and sometimes she'll have like people around that will talk for her.
It's
Oh,
rare
right.
if she has a Hannibal Lecter mask on.
And
Mouth.
Oh, it's
She
a
does
lot
have a
worse
mask
than
on.
that.
Yeah.
God,
oh yeah, lots of masked people. That's just
why do you do this to us?
that's not my fault.
For
Some
surprises.
of those are really not my fault. Some of those are like book, mask person.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm asleep.
I'm like rolling over my bunk bed, like, what?
Nothing.
so yeah, some people will I think as long as she doesn't flay you alive, that she likes what you're saying.
That's what I think. Yeah, it's
Good
a
indicator.
it's a hard limit, but there you have it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, people have told me a lot of really weird stories about her.
Do you know how to get out of the cage?
Sometimes it's really easy. Sometimes it's really
Ah!
sometimes it's really hard. It's getting out's not the hard part. Getting where you want to go, that's the hard
I
part.
need to kill her.
How do you do that?
Let's see if he knows.
Please tell me it's just holding your hands and jumping.
Roll a percentile.
Oh, fuck.
28.
I don't know. Usually there's something that lets you connect with where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that any opening can get you somewhere.
If we're trying to find this lady of pain, she should be relatively easy to track down. If we have something she wants, she will probably want to be found.
What do you get the person that has everything?
We have some ideas.
Okay.
We have a very lovely sword.
Oh, okay.
Big birds for her cage.
Oh.
Big birds.
You
How
watch
dare you?
Not you.
when you say that you watch his birds disappear.
I was a joke. I was joking. I'm sorry. Adulthood has given me strange jokes. I would never ever do that. Ever.
It's okay.
I'm gonna not talk ever again.
He's not upset. He's just he doesn't want you to try to take his
I
birds.
won't! I'm trying to tell him that. Make him come back,
Ember,
please.
what's brown and sticky?
I don't know what's brown and sticky.
Stick.
Oh.
She said, "That's a good one." Hey, Emperor. Hey, Emperor.
Fucking bird.
You know what else is brown and sticky?
What?
Poop.
That's Credo. Bring the birds back.
Okay, he brings the birds
Thank
back.
you. Now I'm fine.
I feel like I hear "Bring the Birds Back" and I just shuffle a little bit in my sleep. She wants things. I can give her birds.
I hate this so much. I hate this creepy stalker boyfriend wannabe thing. Am I the one that got away, but in a terrifying way?
Jurek just wants to be your friend.
No.
Friends don't talk like that.
What's going on?
Friends
Phil?
don't talk like that, guys. What's the girl who wants to be Louise Belcher's best friend?
Oh.
The blonde.
Why am I
Yes.
I was just watching that. too.
Yes.
Forgot
Yeah.
100% that.
Yeah, I was watching the Halloween episode.
Was she
the
just
other
like-
day, yeah.
Oh. Millie.
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 Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Millie. And he just opened his locker and just like all these pasted photos of Yvonne and Jarek doing like getting ice cream and
No,
like riding a
just
tandem
birds.
bike. And it's just now it's just birds.
Just birds.
Now it's just
Oh,
birds.
she wants birds.
Oh god. And
There are no
dragons.
birds on the day.
Dragons are lovely.
Wait, I would like to sleep 8 hours.
There we go.
There you go. Is there anything else you guys would like to learn from
Oh, sorry.
our child?
wanna sleep. Both in person.
Yeah,
in
that's fair. We will-
both in reality and
And
in
in-game.
game.
I-
Credo would like to sleep, and so would Noah.
I feel solid
sounds
actually.
very
We
good.
got way more information out of him than I anticipated.
Yeah,
And
He gave it freely.
he's just a chill
Yeah.
kid.
I'm
he-
staying up as long as I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then telling him stories and
you can sleep on the
He-
boat, you're fine.
Yeah, he eagerly listens and hangs out. And, yeah, he has his own bad kid jokes that he'll share with you.
It's like, take notes.
There-
jokes are the best.
Yeah, there are terrible pun ones, and you make a perception check.
I have a permanent cough. Don't mind me.
No, it was the swallowing portion.
That's why I normally have a drink.
A drink, Twitch. A drink.
22.
A soda.
As he talks to you, you notice something very specific. When he is telling a story or a joke, when you're pretty sure he's recounting something he's heard, his face will subtly shift to slightly be closer to that person that told it to him.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sort of by remembering things and them and moments that
That's cool.
he is brought closer to them.
You need to get this kid and Digor to hang out.
They need to do the Kratos.
I'm
Got the
not-
last God of War.
I-
Just go adopt this. We have a kid for you.
I'm not convinced that all of our NPCs aren't just secretly part of one big giant dragon family.
Yeah,
I-
and that they're fucking talking about us all the time.
And they have a secret group chat.
They do. They have a massive mental group text that just open at all times. These fucking idiots don't know I'm a dragon yet.
Dummies.
It's fine. They'll figure it out. Gooter's still not awake. He's just high all the time. Like, he doesn't remember, like,
Every
He's-
now and then he bings
he's
in.
in
He's
the
like,
group
I
chat.
forgot you
I
were
forgot.
here.
What? Like, guys, what did I miss? And he's gone again, but whenever he tries to explain it, it's just
Oh,
all
man.
of our NPCs secretly dragons.
They're hysterical. Just laughing at us. Just
yeah.
laughing.
Well, one day we will do the NPC party. How's that?
Ooh.
Oh,
Ah,
Ooh.
All right, guys, we're gonna say goodnight.
Yeah.
I think it was a shorter episode, but I think it was a fun one.
We got some information.
You
did.
did. So you feel confident that there is another Eldritch machine down here. It seemingly, besides whatever protections it has in and of itself, there is another group searching for it.
And the search is like the Beyonders.
The Beyonders, correct. Yeah.
The bird people.
I will let you know when you leave this place, it disappears. He doesn't actually. His domicile or whatever is always just beyond where people are digging. You get that sort of feel.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just turn around and come back here, but you get the feeling that he is very much paying attention to who you are and what you're doing. Yeah,
We wake up on the 3rd of Fate.
correct. That sounds
Just wanna
good.
let everybody know.
So you guys are not traveling back now. You're going to hang out in Jalen or Sai for a little bit
Yeah.
to
now.
pursue
To
this
pursue this
other.
thing.
Yeah.
Because
Go
even
looking
if
for these guys.
because honestly,
on the
that feels
machine.
like a worthy thing to deal with anyway.
Yeah.
They're,
I don't like them.
machines that
Don't
have
want
killed
bug
entire cities before seem like they should not let in the hands of weird bug dudes.
Also, I
Right.
like this kid, and I want to like do the mission and come back to him and be like, "What's up, kid? We did the thing," and he'll be like,
We
"You're
just-
great."
Yeah, he might not remember we were
Good
there,
job.
but like,
Yo, I like did not expect Credo's backstory to come up, but like literally, we found a pit of kids fighting
and there
underground,
we are.
and I was like,
Kill Bill siren
Half the party's tragic backstories all come into play in one
all at
session.
once.
Yeah. It all fell out.
It's
Fine.
always fun when you kind of stumble
When it's
into
organic.
those, and I think
That's why
it's-
he doesn't like hyper focus on people's shit right when they come in. It's not like this isn't this character, this is their story, let's play with it. It is more they will organically come up later.
Yeah.
Always.
there are always wonderful moments where people are like, "Wait, that reminds me of me," and I'm like, "Yeah, all right, tell me about it. Let's do it. Let's find out."
I had 2 fun Credo developments in a row because I
You
had
did?
Hal on Monday.
Yeah.
Where like Credo is super desperate to be Hal's like apprentice. Credo is like
Get to it before Norda kills him.
No, Norda's not gonna kill him.
Who's Norda? Sorry, she's been mentioned.
She was her original character. She was a monk. She got
from
lost in
the, from
Sigil.
the other campaign.
No,
From
from
this
the
campaign.
From this campaign.
original streaming character, Norda. She was a Void
She
Genasi
got
monk.
lost too.
She got lost in Sigil. She came back eventually, played for a couple of games, and then
Because when we went to go get Hal out, the only thing she wanted to do was find Hal. So I begged Cody to if I could bring her back for the let's get Hal out of jail mission.
And she did.
And she did.
And she did.
And then now where's she?
I think she's hanging out. I
Oh.
think there's still a good conversation or two for Norda and Hal to have
Sure,
that
look, party.
I'd like to do at some point. But yeah, I think that there are some great opportunities. It's always nice to go back to a place you were at 5 levels ago.
yeah,
You know,
we grew up.
yeah, and
Emotional.
you're going back home again, but not quite. But yeah, it's interesting. I love Jalen as a city.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was my introduction to the game, so
Yeah.
I love Jalen.
Oh yeah,
Jalen.
it was. We found you adventuring in the dell.
Jalen
I
is.
brought you with us.
Yep.
And he found a metal spider.
That I like.
That was like my 3rd or 4th trip into the Dell. I've been into the
We
Dell a
delved a
couple
lot.
of times.
Yeah.
That was a lot of our life for a very, very long time.
Yep.
Well, cool. I will let people.
That sounds good. Do you guys actually know where Jalen started from?
Nope.
Uh,
Oh, is it Michael Moorcock?
no. Well, the name I stole from
Oh.
something there, but it was a conversation you and I had.
I'm honored. That's my honored face.
She doesn't remember.
I was.
There it is.
If there was, I could give another player inspiration for making good jokes.
No, we were. I was working on another campaign setting, and I was like asking you questions. You're like, I don't know. How about something in a desert? And I was like, yeah, cool. And you're like, I'm like, well, what should it be? I don't know, like a place with a bunch of birds. And I was like, oh, okay, birds, cool. And
Sure, it wasn't just telling you about a nightmare I'd had the night
no,
before.
and stories. Stories was very much it. And you had
It's
actually
a desert full of birds and children that talk nonstop.
you had decided all of the key points about this place.
Nice.
Ah, that's why it feels like home.
Anyway, I always appreciate that. So do know whenever you are talking to me that there's always a chance I'll be like, Cody remembers this for that.
Yeah, there are. Because there's fucking shit I used to ask you for in the game, and you were like, that's never going to happen, and then you stole it.
Like 2 pyramids.
Many
You're right.
times.
Oh,
Many times you've stolen my ideas.
many times I've stolen your
Yes!
ideas.
Cool, this is a fight for
That's,
Oscar.
that's how you know you're a
Yeah.
DM.
Everyone else said
Everyone's
he's really.
good.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
guys.
good. I'm genuinely not mad. I don't want the internet thinking Dungeon Mom and Dungeon Dad are fighting. I'm
We're
genuinely
not. We're
okay.
good.
Are they?
No.
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 All right, guys. We will see you next time. Thank you for hanging out with us. But until then, be cool.
Pew 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 pew.